this your video game?
Stir it. Make sure you stir it.
Alright.
Oh, Devin.
Ooh, glass.
You have the ability to move that camera a little bit. It's doing the thing again, Topher.
What do you need me to do?
I love those straws. This is the third time that
It
you've
needs
hit
to
me.
come up just
If
a
you
little
want me
bit
to
more.
scoot in, I will scoot in, sir.
I haven't even
I know you haven't. I'm
furthest
serious.
this way.
This one?
Furthest this way.
This.
Nope, that one. That one.
Okay.
What you just touched. It needs to come back up towards you a little
Okay,
bit.
I'm gonna let
It's
Chris touch it.
focusing on the board. There, like that. It's focusing on the board and not on you. You are not the subject of the photo, or of the frame. Matthew,
We've
are
both
we
been kinda
or
talking
are we
like
not
me today.
doing yachts?
What?
Are you writing in my journal? How
Oh,
inappropriate.
I have an update for you guys on Matthew's sleeping adventures.
Sleeping
Was
adventures?
it
Oh,
last
shit, he
night or
says.
the night before?
What else happened, Matthew?
Okay, it was either the night before or 2 nights ago, but I was sleeping on my side,
Archaeology has always been a
and
hobby.
all of a sudden I feel him tugging on the blankets on my legs and my feet, like ripping it off of me.
No, you
And
get kicked in the face.
I turn around and I say, "What are you doing?" And he looks at me with the most serious, stern face and he says, "Fossils." And I'm like, what the fuck are you talking about?
I take my archaeology very seriously, okay?
But he just like looked at me like he was pissed.
okay, we're
that
live?
I ruined his fossils.
He was Indiana Jones.
We're live? You're actually showing us right now?
Am I?
Yes, you are. Yeah.
Oh, God.
Remember the
Hello.
fossil
Well,
story?
Hi.
you're walking to the window.
Point in her life, she had 11.
where we left off last time was
There's
pretty
everything.
crazy.
I'm very specific.
Before we get into that, though, do we have any announcements? Do we have any
What's
dice
going on,
updates?
No,
Yeah.
man.
I'll try next week.
Oh, wait.
Well,
What?
Next week?
I thought we were
you guys
taking a
need-
break.
You guys need to discuss what you're doing next week. I'm not going to be here. We'll talk about that off camera. We may not be on next week. We may do a one shot next week. We'll see.
To a vote.
However, False Life Dice.
June 12th.
June 12th, we have our opening. Or not drop.
opening.
Drop.
Yeah.
It's going to be reopening.
Etsy?
Let's see.
So
Dropping it
you
like
have
it's
a
hot.
specific website handle. or
You just go to
something?
falselifedice.com. It'll take you to our Instagram. And you can click the Etsy link there.
Falselifedice.com.
And then very
Or on
soon,
Instagram,
very
@falselifedice.
soon, we will be announcing something
Oh yes,
It is?
really cool. Yeah.
Yeah, later on.
very cool. And you're going to want to be a part of it because people bigger than us are involved.
Fair.
Wow.
And then
Curious now.
outside of that, we've used a really cool mini as well recently from the Dungeon Forge.
Oh, the
So
punk ass bitch that we totally schooled?
You did. You guys destroyed
in my
him
cage
much
right now.
quicker than I imagined. But yeah, go check out the DungeonForge.com for some sweet minis and all kinds of little adventures and stuff. Sorry, there's a dog eating things underneath me. And lastly, if you like our character artwork that you see on our stream, NimT does that on Instagram, nimtea.art, NYMTEA.art
Sit down here.
on Instagram.
Did you get it from her? It was so slimy, I couldn't get it out.
She's
of my
also
mouth.
doing like this little like
That's how-
comic section that we are all very much
Fins.
into at this point. Yeah, fins.
I'm caught up.
Yeah.
Spoilers.
And we've been just jamming away on that. But outside of that, I guess we're just gonna, kick this off, grab a couple drinks, and we will see you on the other side.
Welcome to the guild. The world of Ethway and its 16 regions are a battlefield of chaos. Those that can bring stabilization to this world are known as heroes. The ones fighting for this title today are Boltaire, a true adventurer with a love for combat, looking to help where he can. Nazlith, a shy elf with an affinity for fortune and magic. Budanik, the master artificer. He has two passions, tinkering and being the best. And finally, Willow and Emberly, the Divine Twins. These Genasi sisters have mastered the art of elemental fighting and protect their kingdom at all costs. Together, this is a powerful group. Will they fight the chaos of Ethway and prevail, or fall one by one? Find out this week on the Woodness Guild.
And then you'll find my email, which is pretty self-explanatory because it.
Nope,
Oh, have you only ever logged in on yours?
I guess.
Then log in with your email.
And welcome back to the Witness Guild. Now that I've
We
been
good,
cups
we
after
good.
taking a shot of some whiskey. Ooh.
Feeling warm.
Carnage
You know
whiskey.
what? I now have the hiccups. It's gonna be fun when the DM has the hiccups.
Prove it.
Prove it.
I've
Let's
hiccuped
have one right now.
Twice in this
Do it.
conversation.
You
Do-
take
I didn't hear it.
Save.
However,
I didn't hear it. Do it right now.
where we last left off, you guys were all in battle with
Happy Pride Month.
a green Draco Lich and a couple of cult members. In that fight, you guys managed to lose one of your comrades, Sir Budownik.
He was the worst one.
Yeah, as the dragon
Yeah.
took him off and flew away. You guys, with the help of Willow and her communication with her gods, regained all of your abilities
Sure
in the
did.
day,
Hell yeah.
including your horses and your carriage.
Long rest, baby.
And you guys decided to make hot pursuit with that freshness. It took you guys about 3 hours, but you managed to find a cave in which you entered. You ended up fighting a shadow demon assassin who was coming after you. You guys destroyed him, even though he was invisible, had a sneak attack, had all kinds of cool things. Until you guys were just like, nope, rolled too high.
Radiance!
Yeah.
Radiance was shining.
After he died, Nazlith managed to capture him as a soul inside of your soul cage. How long does that soul cage?
8 hours.
8
Sorry.
hours. You guys, after defeating this, Nazlith had a moment of mild, oh shit, I kind of know a little bit about this, and some panic started setting in. You guys went down the hall with the help of Four, who was pointing the way to the last known location of Budownik. You got to one of the 2 doors on the left. You guys were not sure which one, so you guys decided to use your... I don't remember the name of the spell.
Clairvoyance.
Clairvoyance.
Oh, yeah.
The first door that Emberly went through was the
door.
left door, in which she would have seen a torture chamber laid out. Some what looked like 3-foot tables in the center of this room. I believe we said 6 of them.
6 dead
You
humanoids.
would have seen 6 dead bodies on each one of these tables. Around the room would be, and on the walls would be quite the variety of equipment for torture uses. You would have quickly noticed with your perception roll some very familiar bracers to you. And as a moment of familiarity kind of set in, you pulled out of that room, went into the next room, where you saw, I believe we said, 4
dead
dead,
humanoids.
well, unconscious
You
beings.
did say humanoid.
Unconscious.
Yeah, not dead.
Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
not dead.
Unconscious humanoids.
Wait, you're just now making that just little,
All
Distinction.
4 of which,
right?
in the right room.
Yeah.
Oh, in the right
So
room?
they're not
Yes.
dead.
4 humanoids in
The
right
left
The
room
one
is
that-
6 dead.
The room that I'm in,
You guys
people are still
confirmed
alive.
this last time.
Oh,
we? Oh,
this
okay.
is okay. This is not
This
new.
is not
Okay.
new.
Because I wrote dead.
No,
So,
yeah,
that
this is not
changes.
news to you.
Left
Story.
dead, right good.
Correct.
Okay.
Right people unconscious, left people dead.
4. Okay, got it.
One of those 4 people is Budownik. All of these people are tied up in these very thick black chains. There is almost a blue or purple aura coming off of these chains as they are wrapped around them. Once you saw this, you pulled out of the room. You informed the group of what happened. On an instant, as soon as the words left your mouth, Emberly and Willow went through the left door, and Boltaire went through the right door after Budownik. And that's where we're going to pick up. So,
Who's first?
to figure out where we're going to start, I would like Boltaire in one of the Divine Twins to roll d20s. Whoever gets the
Initiative.
highest is going to
Yep,
go first.
absolutely.
I'm still
Well,
out in the
'cause-
hallway.
And you, Nazlith, is the only one out in the hallway.
Oh gosh.
11.
5.
5. So Boltaire,
I just got.
as you kick in the door,
Better watch out
you
out
see
there,
these
guys.
4 bodies on the floor. This room is fairly empty. You can see on the walls as you enter the room, there are almost like these O-ring bolts in the walls where it looks like you would probably tie up a prisoner with the chains, so that keep them standing kind of deal. And outside of some of those, there's some chain holders in the ground as well. And outside of that, this room is fairly empty. It almost looks like a holding cell, like very specifically. You do happen to see the 4 individuals on the floor. What are you doing?
Looking for Budownik.
Yeah, that's easy enough.
Running to Budownik.
Yeah. As soon as you run to him, you get down to him. As soon as you touch him, ice cold.
I'm going to clap my hands together, and I'll say, not today, not to this one, and I will lay on hands, and I will pour 60 life points.
And as you use your lay on hands, the coldness of his body, you begin to pulse it into him. And you start to feel it actually enter into Budownik for a split second before you feel your spell begin to reverse. Your hands begin to start freezing, almost mending yourself to Budownik. And at the last second, you kind of pull up, and you are kind of stuck to him, and it didn't take.
Did I lose those points?
You lost that spell.
He's stuck to him?
You lost that, yes.
It's not a spell. I have 70 points that I can give to someone.
You lost
all 60.
60 of those.
Okay. Then I'm going to... Your stuff. Okay. Then I'm going to... say, ouch! Don't do that. I'm trying to help you. And I will do Cleansing Touch. And I will end a spell on him.
Good luck.
Roll a D100 for me.
Fucking this shenanigans.
And I'll tell you right now, you need a 96 through a 100 to succeed on this.
What? Homebrew bullshit!
That is over bullshit. It doesn't say what level the spell is. It just says it ends the spell.
I will tell you that this spell is much higher level than
96 or higher.
And you
so 4
Ends the spell.
Yeah.
It doesn't have that.
Yeah.
It ends.
on Budownik.
The
Yes.
gods want you
Yes.
not to
I can end it on
sleep.
someone or on
After
myself.
you roll, I will let you know what happens.
Mother. Zoe. Hold my hand, Zoe.
Come
Come on, Zoe.
Highest
Yes.
numbers that you
These are good
can.
hands for a dentist.
74.
That's supposed to be damn
As you
high.
again put your hands on Budownik and feel his cold flesh and begin to heal him back. It takes you watch as it takes with him, but as soon as you are done with that spell, the chains are the entity that is causing this to happen to him. So as long as they are around him, it is going to continue.
2
occurring.
chains.
Okay.
Can I see any of this from where
3
I'm
chains.
standing?
From roll a perception check with me, just because there's so much happening in front of you right now.
Yeah.
You got 2, different doors open, and I would imagine Nazlith, after what you have seen, you're fairly.
24.
Your nerves are high as well. 24.
Yeah.
Your nerves are probably pretty high as well. You would manage in this moment to kind of get all those nerves together and look around. Your first thought's going to be Boltaire, just kind of instinctively. And as you look in the room, you do watch this happen. Boltaire attempts to pump 2 spells into Budownik, and they just don't work.
I would like to, without touching them directly, I'd like to inspect the manacles.
The chain that is around.
Yeah,
him.
yeah, whatever.
Yeah. So as you walk up, by around him, I mean he is cocooned in a chain right now.
Okay.
It is solid black. I'm gonna need you to make. You can either make an Arcana or a investigation, or a history check. In your case, whatever you would like.
They're all the same for me. So
And if you
it
do,
doesn't
okay.
matter.
Literally all the
I will tell
same.
you just from your experience. If you do a history check, I will give you advantage.
History check?
Yeah.
Okay, then I'll do history since they're all the same. Oh, good. 24.
With a 24, you would remember a time where you have experienced this cult, or at least some of the members of this cult. It was a different name at the time, but you recognize the people that you have at least encountered thus far. When you were having your experience with him, there would have been a time that maybe you went through something very similar to what he did. Maybe not for as long, and you weren't used as like bait per se, as Budalnik was.
What?
However,
What?
you
Did you hear that?
I hear shit. I heard shit.
Nope, we're not in the room.
you would know that these are magical, and it's a very dark, necrotic magic that
Okay.
binds him
Would I know if
together.
a spell like knock would work on something like this in
Um,
my history?
there would be. It wasn't a question the DM was ready for.
So I will tell you.
The DM rolled low
Knock's-
on his history check.
Knock's description says choose an object that you can see within range. The object can be a door, a box, a chest, a set of manacles, a padlock, or another object that contains a mundane or magical means that prevents access.
Okay. What level is that still? Just
It's a second level spell. It can't be casted at a higher level. Like that is what it is.
okay. That it can only be cast.
Yeah,
at
it's a second level. I
yeah.
can't cast it.
I understand. I would say that you would think that Nox, there's a chance it could work, and there's a chance it couldn't.
Okay.
I will tell you before you make that decision, it's going to be a 50-50 shot. That's
Okay.
what I'm going to give you.
I will try it.
Okay.
So, well, actually, it's safe to assume that they know that we're here at this point, right?
From you guys don't know much about what is happening in this location.
Okay. I'm just gonna.
You've gone through one room. You don't know how deep this is. You know that there's more about it. Like, it continues.
I'm
You
just gonna
don't
say
know.
fuck it. The reason why I asked that is because when knock is used, an audible knock can be heard 300 feet away.
Okay.
So-
Shit.
Okay.
But,
Fine, try it.
but
Yeah.
yeah, okay. So I'm gonna try it anyways then. So what do you want me to do?
Yeah, I want you to roll a
do you,
d20.
Do you, boo boo? Do you?
You know, 1 through 10 succeeds, 11 through 20. Sorry, 1 through
Reverse.
10. 1 through
10
10 fails. 11 through 20 succeeds.
14.
14.
Knock knock beaches.
We're here.
So, one of the reasons I let you do this is because the type of magic you have,
Wanted
and
the
the
knock to
type
go
you
away.
can kind of bond to what this is and what it is doing. And as you cast knock,
Who's there?
a green flame comes out of your hand. It begins to spiral into a tight weave. And you watch as it kind of wraps itself around the very dark lock that is on this. And as it weaves itself around, it tightens up and it just goes right into the lock hole. And after a couple seconds go by, you crack it open. The magical presence of this chain is still there. It didn't rid it of that, but you have unlocked it to a point where you could, if you wanted to, take the chain off of.
I'm gonna command.
I'm gonna do that.
No, you don't. You don't touch it. I command my. I'll bring Hagatha and Gloopy with me, and I will kind of leave Terrence a couple feet back, and I'm gonna ask Hagatha and Gloopy to remove the chains for try and pull.
Okay.
Ooh, bitch.
Uh,
Hell yeah.
perfect.
Hell yeah.
As they touch the chains, Hagatha's going to take 6 points of damage, of cold damage, and Gloopy is going to take 7 points of cold damage as they touch the chains and begin unwrapping Budalnik. They kind of have to roll him side to side. Budalnik at this point, since you guys have been in there, he's paralyzed. There's no blink. There's nothing. He's wide open. Just paralyzed.
Is he out of the chains now?
After a minute goes by, he falls out of the chains, and that's where we're going to go to the Divine Twins. As you guys simultaneously, as Boltaire kicks in that right door, you guys kick in that left door. Nazlith is in the hallway. What are you doing?
Well, we see our father.
That we perhaps. Yeah.
Yeah.
You run over to the bodies. Each body is cloaked. You can't tell what's underneath the body. You can only see arms and legs.
So
You
we're
can't
gonna
we
see
saw
back
his
the head.
bracers.
Yeah, we're gonna go to the bracers and
you
check
saw
out the
the
bracers.
When you get to the bracers, and you lift them up, what you see is a human man. He's about 30.
Human, cool.
Yeah.
He's about 30 years old.
Oh.
Where's Admiral Akbar when you need him?
He's wearing very beautiful armor. It has on each of the shoulders of the armor, there is it's like a tower that comes, it almost looks like the horn of a unicorn, but coming out of the ground.
Is he dead?
How dead is he?
Yeah, how dead we
He's
talking?
dead.
Has he been
He's
dead for
mostly
more
dead.
than a
Mostly
minute?
dead.
As you kind of look at
Not
it,
the same as all
you guys
dead.
pull off the
Jubilee.
cloak and get a good investigation on him. He's a week, maybe 2.
Damn.
He's decomposing pretty badly at this point.
So I inspect his bracers. Are they the same ones we have?
They match your guys' bracers.
But he's a human.
Or
Thief.
So I try to take off his bracers.
It's very easy. You pull them off. Which bracer does Emberly have on? Is she wearing?
left or right?
The left.
You're wearing the left bracer.
Yeah.
What does your left bracer look like?
Do we have a photo?
The player was
That was-
ready for your questions.
Yeah, that's good.
That one on his.
Everybody gets one.
Not me.
You get either death or life. What's up?
As long as he's standing up and facing the camera.
While you guys look that up,
Where's the description?
Quarter
Did they
inch.
change it?
No, mine's here.
What?
A quarter-inch back.
What?
That's weird.
That is really weird.
What the hell?
Yeah.
Why don't I have descriptions anymore? Did my D&D
Descriptions?
Beyond get changed?
that's okay. We will
I
get
think
into
there was an
we'll-
update on D&D.
Mine's
There
there.
was an update.
Because I no longer have descriptions and she does.
I have something in my eye.
Oh wow, you don't.
I don't
It's
have
just
them.
gone.
It's just
Hers was
gone.
completely full with our information.
It's okay. We will get it later. You would notice, Emberly, the left one that you have on, the right one that you took off the dummy, it matches your left one perfectly. As you kind of get them closer and they're in both your hands, you begin to feel an energy hit you.
I'm listening.
An energy hits me. Good.
So we're gonna leave it as. You can roll
I thought you were like waiting
roll
for
an
me to
insight.
respond.
roll an insight check for me.
Next week on the Woodist Guild.
Yeah.
That's where we end up for today.
Down. Somebody play guitar needs to go way out.
Okay. Interesting.
That was weird.
That was
Did
extremely
you
weird.
just read?
No, it was set as me only viewing my character sheet. Yeah, it was really quite odd.
What was your insight?
27.
Oh yeah. Oh my god.
That's insightful.
Jeez, that isn't-
As this energy hits you, it's very familiar. It's literally in your blood. This is your dad's bracers.
But he's obviously not my dad because he's 30-ish.
And not the
And a
right.
human.
This
Yeah,
is
you
obviously right. This is obviously not the person who had them. You know, not the person who knows had them.
Yeah.
The guy that you're looking at looks of nobility.
He looks like nobility?
Yeah, he looks very proper, very. Yo, dog, this is shit we do.
I
before.
know.
Look,
Like,
you
stop
give him
it.
fucking powers.
You give him one job,
And he's all like,
just
"Ooh,
fucking
ooh,
can't
oh."
stop.
Yeah. Okay,
I'm
so
hands-on.
I'm gonna look at the guy. And
Hold on, look at his
I'm gonna look
Right
at the bracer.
bracer.
I'm gonna look at the right bracer.
Yeah,
Mm,
and
check it.
as you take the right bracer from Emberly,
No, she has the left.
as you
That's
take
right.
the left, you want the right one.
Yeah.
Yeah, so you take the right bracer.
Okay.
Which matches your left one. I don't know.
Do you want to switch
Yes.
so
because
that
you
we
have
can both?
mine.
Yeah,
I
yeah,
have the
yeah,
left
yours. Yeah,
bracer.
let's do that. Yeah.
Whichever the corresponding
Just imagine
bracer
you're right.
is, because that's how your start is.
And with the dead people.
Do you remember Dad having two right arms? Like,
It's
so weird.
Neither of them fit you. It's like a sewn-on arm.
thumbs are
yeah.
the same.
So,
So you take the corresponding
you
matching braces.
will also get an energy, an energy you're familiar with. You had this energy recently when you spoke to your gods. It is an energy of it's a divine energy.
Okay.
Brought to you from the wind god,
Aura.
Aura.
I mean, he's wearing bottoms? I'm assuming.
They are
How is that
outside of it.
How is that
They have
threatening
their,
in
they
any way?
essentially
I
have,
want your pockets.
they have their like armor
I think-
on. It's
okay.
basically whatever they die in is what.
How big his dick?
Sorry, asexual. Don't care. Okay. I'm trying to look for any markings or anything like that on him. Any like notes of some sort, pockets.
He has a
Roll an
tattoo
investigation.
on his chest that says the legend with an arrow going down.
Right above there, eat out often.
Yeah.
Let's see. What am I rolling for?
You are rolling an investigation.
10. Can I do my 2? If I need to. My inspiration.
You what?
If I need to use my inspiration, can I use my 2? If it's gonna help me, I don't want to use it.
You would have. You gotta inspire yourself beforehand, you know?
It's
But
an
she
extra
doesn't know the
2
result
points.
yet. She doesn't know the result. You
I
didn't
don't
say
know
if she
the
failed or
result.
not.
Yeah,
What's
you
the
didn't
problem with
say.
giving somebody a DMG?
Alright, bruh.
I'm just gonna sit my.
You can use it if you want.
If you told her before,
Yeah, I'll use
then
it.
Well, and the good context is she has a lead on her dad, which would be exciting for her.
I'm too excited.
So, 12.
Yep.
Do you get 2 automatically?
Yep. That's what you told me.
Oh, yes, your inspiration.
Yeah. Oh no, I'm not a bard. Yeah. No, you gave me inspiration.
Yeah,
for-
use that whenever the hell you want. Yeah.
Yep.
oh, you
use
thought
it.
she meant the spell.
Yes.
Oh no
I was
no,
like,
no 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 no
word?
no no no! I'm using my inspiration you
That's a
gave me.
different
I
campaign that
feel
we
you.
talked about.
So yes, you. What was the exact question?
I wanted to see if there was anything in his pockets, any notes, any like markings on his body that I could.
With the
pick it
12, I need something exact. Put it that
up.
way.
Cool. I'm going to check his pockets,
Okay.
which I'm
pockets.
looking at him.
Yep.
Context.
Got it.
Context.
Pockets. Yeah. So you kind of stifle around, and you kind of look around. He does have a little bit of gold on him that you would have found.
Check,
No, he had
Prison
not.
purse.
check the interdimensional pocket.
They are prisoners, but they're you would know that
What does he have in his
whatever
prisoner?
they're prisoners of, they don't give a shit.
What does he have in his
Right,
prisoner
right,
pocket?
Right. However, outside of a couple pieces of gold, he doesn't have much. But as you look at the gold, it's different than what you're used to. It is not.
Engravings, markings.
Yes, the engravings on the gold coin are
It's from a
different than
different
what you've
region.
seen. It's from a different region.
Would I have known dealing being in a kingdom of some sort, knowing this currency, or is this like really foreign to me?
I will give you a history check on this
Okay.
one, just because of who you are as a bookworm and nobility.
Well,
20.
she whips her tail back and forth.
So as you look at this note, you would know that this is a fairly common gold from the northwest portion of Ethway. Basically, we don't have the map out, but
It's to the north and then the west.
I can fix that.
no, you're fine.
I can fix that.
You could try.
Basically, a couple 100 miles north of where you guys are is where this currency begins to be used. However, in the Allied countries, this gold's not used. It can be traded here and there, but it doesn't make its way to the southeast corner of that way too often.
Damn it. Okay. Then I'm just gonna take mental. Well, of his chest piece, is his body sunken in and dead enough that I can like look underneath it, under the chest piece without taking out the chest piece to see if anything?
Oh, the breastplate?
No, he's kind of goopy into the chest piece. You know what I mean? Like, getting the chest piece off of him would like.
Well, if he's laying down and his stomach has sunken in,
right?
Maybe it's distended.
Is it distended? Is he bloated?
Right, no. You can see the gap in between his.
Okay, I just want to check and see if there's
He's
anything.
past the bloating part.
Okay, so he's now distended. Yeah. Okay, got it. Excellent. Science. Cool. I don't think this is father.
I don't think so either.
Definitely not. Yeah, way too.
He's
Yeah.
about our age,
Way too
sadly.
human.
Yeah, way too human and not of the fire genasi.
And as you guys look around the room, you're in a torture chamber. I mean, there's a couple of other dead bodies in here. Yeah, and as this moment hits you, what are you doing with the bracers? Just curious.
I put mine on.
Yep, same here. She did it, I did it. Followed with her.
So as you guys put on the bracers,
And you're cursed.
It's some He-Man shit.
I would do it. I wouldn't think.
That'd be
I wouldn't think
cool,
either.
though.
I'll be like, oh, you and me both got down.
Power.
Ah, yeah.
Crystal!
Right.
as you guys put on these bracers, this aura kind of kicks into you. You feel a magical pulse. Emberly, yours is a fiery pulse in you. In Willow, yours is you can feel the goddess aura come down
Right.
and give you a little more energy.
Okay.
I need you both to add 1 to your strength.
Cool.
As you find these
I'm now at
bracers.
0.
Yeah.
Wow.
So,
It gives you each one strength on your
and
thing.
then
And we will go back into the other room as you guys use your undead to free Budownik.
Seeing my undead like unravel Budownik, I'm gonna turn to Boltaire and I'm gonna say, you're gonna have to take over from here. I need more manpower, and I'm gonna go into their room.
Perfect.
And
Okay,
I
just
am
leave
gonna
me
start
here.
casting Animate Dead on the 4 dead people.
Okay, perfect. And
I'm creating my own.
as Nazlith kind of walks out and Budownik is off the chains, Budownik kind of comes to. He has a moment of like, and then Budownik, your vision is going to be fairly blurry after this. You a little bit foggy. You're not doing well. You are very cold right now.
Budownik, do you know to the best of your memories that you have a spell upon you? Is there something that could be still affecting you in the magical sort of sense?
Boltaire?
Yeah, this is a Boltaire.
What took you so long? Then I'll just wrap him up in a big hug.
I'll wrap him in my wings and I'll hug him back.
I wish I was there to see it.
We got here as fast as we could. We even had divine help from a goddess. It was pretty dope.
Okay, yep, it does.
It's cold. We have to go. We have to leave. There's demons. Orcus is coming. Did you kill the dragon?
No, we killed the giant shadow assassin guy. He was a little easy thing for
There's Goliath. There's a Goliath. There's a dragon, and there's demon god. We have to go.
That sounds
We have
like
to
something
go.
that could kill an entire party. We should probably get the fuck out. Before though, here I'm going to do this. And I'm going to play patty cake with the pecs.
Ooh!
They're very, very firm.
Lay on hands. He's going to get 10 points of healing.
Oh yeah.
Put some sugar on.
And it works for that.
Yes.
As he lays on hand, you get those 10 points of healing in front of you.
I feel hot breath on my toes.
Yeah, she's just breathing right.
All right. Okay.
All right. With the, it's like, I feel like at this point, what's happened is I've just run like 3 marathons and stayed up for about 6 days. And then I took a 5-hour energy. So,
Do you still have your point of exhaustion?
Yes, I do. I'm going to heal myself because it's the most prudent and intelligent thing I can do at this point. I'm going to do it at 2nd level. Cure wounds. And then I'm going to start limping my way to the door carefully.
Budinik, I do have a potion of the greater healing. Would you like that? I think that would be smart. And before he even says yes or no, I'm going to use the potion of greater healing on him.
Yeah, definitely.
We're going to together maneuver the chest plate off the descended body.
Okay.
Oh, I'm gonna tell you to back off of that.
Yeah.
That's mine.
As you guys are kind of like putting on these
You're not in the
cufflinks,
room, are you?
I just entered their
Oh,
room.
yeah.
Nazlith is attempting to raise them as her undead servants.
All of them at the same time.
Uh-huh.
That will have to be a deal that you and Nazlith make.
We're not trying to take him, we're taking his armor.
Yeah.
Well,
Roll
armor,
it.
his armor will be coming with him.
You can roll an
16 points of healing.
Arcana check if you would like for me,
I will
or a
gladly.
I got all 3. I got all 4.
general
threes.
investigation or a
Not bad.
nature. Investigation or a nature check, whichever you'd like, each of you.
You say
Me?
Arcana?
Them two,
Oh, okay.
as they're debating on. No, investigation or nature. Sorry, no arcana.
Oh, okay.
Oh.
Why
Wait.
not?
Investigation. Oh, that's a 4 for me.
I would have had 60 healing points for you, but
Next time.
14.
14. You would, with a 14, you would grasp that if Emberly, if you were to take off this armor, you would probably end up snapping this undead creature because of how raw it is. And the armor seems to be basically what's keeping its like shoulders together at this point.
Gross.
As it kind of seeps.
freshening up.
No, she's spritzing it on.
So you may not want to take that armor.
Seeing them kind of ponder this, I'm just gonna say, you can have it later when he's rotted off of it. How about that?
Okay.
Perfect. And as you are standing there, Nazlith,
There's 4, right?
there are 4 of them that you have just raised.
Okay.
And they all get off. And as they do, 2 of them are fairly clean and still have their clothes on. The 2 that were like closest to the door. The 2 that were closest to the far wall, as they kind of stand up, they're both naked. Each one of them has different types of torture devices in them. Specifically, the furthest one has a device in its arm where they've sawed off the arm and they've put in 2 plugs. And they have began spreading, like separating the arm and trying to like promote bone growth, you know, to see if they can like deform this
Okay.
poor soul. And that's kind of in a couple areas on him, so he's a little wobbly as he kind of walks around. And the other gentleman is missing like a couple fingers here and there where they probably have slowly like chopped them off. Like each finger is missing at a different level that makes it look like they've probably taken each of the fingers in different
Okay.
little chunks.
How many of them would you classify as a corpse, and how many would you classify as a skeleton? At this
We're
point?
gonna classify all of them as corpses.
Okay.
They're all flesh still. It's just not the best flesh.
Okay.
Unfortunately.
What a weird question to ask.
Right. She has to though. It's
Right.
part of her it's part of her jam. And as all this kind of happens and all this comes to you guys get out and meet into the hallway. And as you do, I would say that the emotions here are kind of high. Being that you guys have it's bracers, you have encountered a situation that you're too familiar with than you two. What are you guys doing as you meet in this hallway?
Okay, it is time that we'll be leaving right now. Bundanik is on his feet again, at least for now, and we should get the fuck out of here.
Okay, so back to the wagon.
Yes, let's go right now. Run.
DM, last time you and I sat together, there was some sort of nullification of my magical capabilities. I did just cast a spell. Was I able to actually do that?
You were once you got out of the chains.
Okay, perfect. In that case, can I quickly
And out of that out of the
room,
chains.
that space?
Yeah. It was originally. Some things have changed since then.
Some things have
Damn!
I'm going to quickly run through my body check
Is that like 3 watermelons?
and activate the different pieces of equipment that I carry with myself.
Okay.
And I'm going to take, seeing 4, I'm going to gently put my hand out and like, yeah, okay, great. And then I'm going to just rip the blue sapphire out, stuff it in my pocket, and then just kind of drape them over my shoulders and start buckling it back in. And
I was like, thank you for that. He was very helpful. He helped us find you.
he's the best boy.
You're a good boy.
And then yeah, no, it's up to you guys what you want to do. Right? I honestly.
Let's take a nice jog out of the into the crowd. Yeah.
I think that is the best. Yes.
Cool. We are jogging swiftly.
Yeah. And as you guys,
You have keen mind, yeah.
I need you all.
That gets
I
us
need
out.
you all to roll perception checks for me as you
But I don't perceive well.
exit you're hopping into your cart. You guys are beginning to turn it and make your way back the way you came.
I have keen mind.
Yep. So you're gonna find it fine. I just want a perception check.
27.
20, not natural.
Same as Mike, 20 not natural.
4.
7.
So you 3, Nazlith, Emberly, and Budownik. We'll say that it's Willow. You're hopping on top to drive. Boltaire's probably up there helping you. So you guys are a little busy getting everything going, whereas they're kind of just hopping in the cart and heading off. And as you guys begin to head off, and you round and you make that right, as you look down to your left, you will notice that your vision's probably only about 100 feet till the next pillar, but you're beginning to watch like a slow smoke kind of filter in and fill the chamber.
I hold my breath.
Are going. It's about a mile, or about 100 feet from you guys. So as you guys take off in your car,
Behind us or in
Everyone put down your
behind you guys.
respirators.
I hold my breath.
I will say that it's about, as you guys kind of travel, it's going to go about the same speed as you. Willow and Boltaire, I need you guys to roll survival checks for me.
I put on my respirator.
Yep.
I'm holding my breath. 20.
Survival. 14.
So you guys average higher than me. You begin to kind of out chase this smoke and you are exiting. And as you guys are doing that, the other 3 in the cart kind of looking out the windows, with your guys' very high perception rolls, you guys begin to notice these spider creatures that would start popping out.
Wait, we're in the cart already?
Yep.
You guys are in the cart and moving.
I would have left. How much room would I have left to leave some of my people on the outside of the cart?
Can you bring
It
them
would
all?
have been pretty easy for you to get 2 in on the inside and 2 and leave 2 on the outside.
Okay, and then some of them would have to be left behind.
Yeah, you
Or-
have 6, right?
I have
6.
7.
I would say that your cart can fit like if you were all to squeeze in there,
With dead bodies.
it'd be kind of
That
packed
sounds
like
appetizing.
sardines.
Oh god.
You could probably fit 4 like dead people in a corner with you guys
Okay.
in there, and
I'll
then have
just-
2 on the cart,
I'll just quickly explain
like
to
on the
everyone.
outside.
This is just temporary.
What
There
kind
will
of thing is
be
that?
our meat shields in case something happens. I will get rid of some of them once we're out of the situation.
Cool.
You would know that it's probably about 3:30.
3:30?
And the one I would leave behind
4
would
o'clock.
be. I'd have to leave Hagatha behind.
Okay.
She's almost dead.
Aww.
You don't care about Hagatha.
Agatha is beginning to
Agatha's
smell
running,
you.
dude.
Um,
Agatha's running.
Hagatha's dying now.
She's hanging on.
I guess
But yeah,
You can
about-
tell her to chase us.
About
Yeah,
two-
I'll tell Hagatha to chase us and to fight off anything on
About
the way.
250 feet up in the air, you guys will have
He's like gnawing on
beginning
his-
to watch these spiders kind of exit out the spider web, and they're like crawling up and down the pillars. And from your view, they look small, but
I'm gonna
you
take out my crossbow.
can tell that they are the same spider people that you fought in that chamber.
I'm going to
Racket.
go ahead and snap my fingers
As of now, you are out running.
and have the mage hand
What?
kind of just propped up, standing above, and kind of just like.
Okay, and getting ready to do something if
Yeah.
needed. Okay.
And I will mentally command the 2 that I have left out on the cart to attack anything that attacks us.
Perfect. And I'm going to need you two to roll survival checks again for me.
I'm going
Drivers.
to, sitting there looking around, quickly snap up to the corner
Oh, no,
of the
Boltaire is-
carriage and fire a bolt
16.
into
16.
the front
What you
right
got?
Yeah.
corner near the ceiling
Okay.
for the reasons that we discussed. I don't know if I can make the time.
Yeah, I don't know if I remember correctly, but we'll figure that out. Perfect, though.
Both got 16.
16, what'd you get?
16.
16.
You also.
Yep.
Oh, you both got 16.
When I said we both got
I thought you said Boltaire got 16.
Oh, okay.
Perfect. That beats me. You guys begin to continue to outrun this smoke to a point where you don't see it anymore. You know that you're on your 2nd mile, and you're following your tracks on the way back, so you're going a little quicker than you did on the way.
Yeah, we're.
Um,
And her keen mind knows exactly the way out.
You're at least at the part where no longer are the spider webs, the whole columns, like they were a little deeper in. You can see that they're just above you now. And as you guys, this would be about the time that you guys would also start to notice the spiders kind of crawling around above you guys. Quite a decent amount of them as you guys continue going. Let's roll our last survival check, so this last mile for you guys to get out.
While they're doing that, I'd also like to peer into my silver cage and
20.
12.
ask the guy in my cage how far the spiders will travel outside of their territory.
Or a tribe at this point.
As you kind of ask him this question, it's silent for a moment, and you kind of go back to be like, yo, and he's just gets almost irritated with you of just a, shut up, woman, I'm trying to figure out what's next.
Oh, hell no.
You do not talk.
Oh, you do not talk to.
You do not talk about companion
Don't
that
talk to
way.
her like that.
In the cart, so I'm in the cart with Bedownik and Emberly and my undead, right? Okay. So I'm gonna tell you guys. So this creature that I managed to capture here is starting to get pretty pissed, and it sounds like he's working on a plan to come after us.
So when they're in your little jar, can they communicate with others on the outside?
No.
What kind of plan?
Yes, but only with
So,
Christina Aguilera.
After the 12 hours, or after the 8 hours, what happens? His soul just leaves?
Is he dead?
Or is he dead?
So I will read out what it says, and then Chris will have to tell us because he's not a normal soul that I can typically pick up.
I want to smell that homebrew bullshit.
Hey, Chris let her catch him.
He did, technically speaking. She probably would have been
With
able
the
to.
intent to fuck her on the
once-
backside, I'm betting.
Once I'm done exploiting it, or the 8 hours are up, it's released and the spell ends. However, it does say while a soul is trapped, the dead humanoid it came from can't be revived. So, I don't know, maybe I'm keeping it at bay right now. I don't really know.
Keeping it from death.
No,
Freaking
keeping it
let
from
it
being,
go.
Keeping it from being.
Oh, revivified and
Yeah.
such, yeah. Should count how long that is, because some of them take a minute.
Revivify.
From,
Yeah, it's just a minute.
Well,
right?
no, yeah, a minute of being dead, but so we just keep it as long as possible, so we can't be.
You guys would get to the point where you make it out of this canyon.
And then we head
I'm
north.
assuming you're going to head north.
Yep, on the other
If
side of the
someone wants to
ridge.
go grab that map, that'd be awesome. I've needed it like 3 times now.
Mike has offered like 3 times.
I know. I just keep wanting to look at it for names of towns, and I forget. But you guys are.
I know, it drives me nuts.
You guys are now headed north.
On the other ridge.
On the
this
other
ridge.
side. Once you get there, you will notice after about a minute goes by, you'll begin to see this cloud like start pouring out of the canyon, right where the spider web ends. It begins to pour out. As it reaches sunlight, it dissipates rather quickly.
I think we actually need to move. So then I can't help you.
So you guys are now headed to Boltash, I believe is the
Yeah, that's the goal.
goal.
But we were on the south end of the canyon ridge, and now we need to make it west enough that we can head north to get on the other end of.
Correct.
To get to
You're
Bultash.
now on the north side. Yeah,
Okay.
you're gonna have to backtrack a little bit to the east.
Yep.
It's probably about 3 days away. I will say that as you guys roll perception checks for me for your day.
All of us?
Yep. We're gonna say you guys are now kind of in a little bit of a safer area.
What, Jack?
You feel a little,
Mine's
feel a
cocked.
little
so
happier.
It's cocked.
Go ahead.
Cheater.
It looked like a 19, but also a 6. Oh,
Oh. You said perception, yeah?
Yeah.
13.
11.
17.
18.
You two, at the very least, Boltaire and Nazlith.
Look at me being perceptive.
You guys would know. Well, you would see as you guys kind of trotting along right next to this canyon for the first couple miles, and as you look down in the canyon, you can see the white of the what you now know are spider webs. Up here, it almost looks like a fog. You can almost see a dark tone underneath them as well.
Feels very upbeat and magical.
I know.
Well,
Well, you guys are on a nice little run.
Yeah, I was gonna say we're doing pretty good, right?
You're exiting the.
We're on our train to Hogwarts.
Yes, exactly. And as you kind of look to the south, where it was desert plain that you have been traveling for the last couple of days, you now see off in the distance, but with your perception check good enough, and with your situational awareness, you would notice this as a fungal forest beginning to
Oh, fuck, I hate fungus.
beginning to creep up to the canyon walls.
Have we had enough time to complete a short rest? Because I certainly would have if given the opportunity.
Well,
Yes.
if it's 3 days, right? Or are you having us do day by day?
We are going to do
Yeah, wait.
I'm gonna have you all roll once for a 3-day thing. We haven't done that yet. That's gonna be survival.
We haven't passed a day yet. We're
That
still.
was
Wait,
just
hold
a
on.
perception for you
Before
guys
the day
for now.
ends, I want to finish my 8 hours with this fucker in the cage. Let's not let
Yeah.
that speed by real quick. Okay. So I'm gonna try this.
Oh, beautiful.
I'm gonna try for my soul cage, Eyes of the Dead, and I'm gonna ask it to show me where it came from.
Who does number 2 work
Who
for?
does number
So
two
that I can
work
tell
for?
you. You can name a place it saw in life, which creates an invisible sensor somewhere in that place if it is on the plane of existence you're currently on. So the sensor remains for as long as you concentrate up to 10 minutes. You receive visual and auditory information from the sensor as if you were in its space using your senses.
This is where this creature's from.
He can interpret that however he wants.
What are you trying to see or like?
I'm just trying to gather
What-
more intel on where it's been hanging out, what's going on. Like I said, you can interpret that to mean whatever you want.
Which one are you asking?
Stop it.
The one in my
So
cage.
much.
That guy.
Okay. Sorry, read that spell to me one more time.
It's
I'm
part
sorry.
of my soul cage.
Yeah.
It's called Eyes of the Dead. You can name a place that the creature saw in life, which creates an invisible sensor somewhere in that place if it is on the plane of existence you're currently on. The sensor remains for as long as you concentrate, up to 10 minutes. You receive visual and auditory information from the sensors if you were in that space using your senses.
So as you use this, you get you at this point know with your kind of magic, you would have gotten the hint that this is not an undead. This is a living soul. And it could be.
Jeez, Zoe.
It could be actively put somewhere, in a body, if it and literally take over.
Welkenstein.
As you use this spell and try to sense where it came from at one point, or what it has seen,
It's watermelon.
you begin.
She wants you to eat it all.
The green fire that you are begins to chill. It almost feels like just internal chill to you as you get kind of sucked into this creature's mind for what feels like quite a while. As you begin to walk around, you start in this dungeon. You're not sure where you're at, but it is a rather large dungeon. As you look around, there are different types of, it's hard to explain, but creatures that are almost like, if you were to take creatures that were sewn together like in our first campaign and then just decide to add boils and melt them in places, have them deteriorate in places, stick them in a microwave essentially and press 30 seconds and good luck.
That's what I imagined.
Boil them, mash them, stick them in a stew.
That's about what you're seeing at this point.
Okay.
As far as the people who have the, in this dungeon, those would be the people of power. The people chained up are mostly humans, elves, they're people of Bethway. Whereas the people who are doing the harm, these are not people who belong on this plane of existence. The soul that you see, almost from your vision at this moment, you almost seem to be in charge of all of these, of what's happening in this place. You watch as it goes from a prison to a torture chamber, from a torture chamber into the most god-awful lunchroom on the planet Earth, where it's they're serving gruel and there's all these terrible people.
Oh my God,
Elementary school.
This is the worst room yet.
Elementary school, right?
Sit with the jobs.
There's gas chambers. There's all
Pizza's
kinds of
not really
experimental
pizza. It's not really
rooms that
pizza.
you see through these travels. Then you come across on this feels like it's happening in days of time that you're seeing all this. And there's a day where you feel or you see him go to a room that looks much different than the rest of it. It is a cave, like a natural cave, where everything else has been very built out, very perfect. You can see the forest right in front of the cave. It seems to be like a very beautiful night. Inside of the cave, they have a fire going.
Is this the cave we were at?
No,
It's a different cave.
it looks different from this vision. And as you are sitting there watching what's happening, you see a cart pull up, a horse-drawn buggy. The back of it is like a little prison cart where there's 3 or 4 individuals inside. And as you are kind of watching this, you notice that one of those individuals is you. And as you get out, you march yourself into the cart. or you were forcefully marched as you were tied up. And this vision comes back to you of you know exactly what's happening right now. You get marched into this cave. They begin torturing you along with the other subjects that are there. And you are reliving this experience through this soul's eyes.
Is this something I have been through before or something that looks new?
This looks exactly like what you've been through.
Okay.
Real quick, while she's doing this, am I concerned? Like, what is she doing?
Yeah, how long is
that I
passing
can
in the
see?
over?
Yeah.
You would see Nazlith as she's doing this, and she kind of has her soul cage like in her hands. I would
Oh,
assume
okay.
she's sitting in the buggy, kind of cross-legged, and her head is a little bit down, but in a way it's like up, and her eyes are wide open, but they're rolled to like the back of her head, and she's just like, oh. That's essentially how I would
Is
picture
this
all
a
this
new
doing.
feature, or is this?
I don't know. She went to go talk to the soul that's in there, and this is what happened. So I'm
No,
just.
it is. It's
standing
very
by and
common.
making sure
See,
she's okay.
sometimes her eyes get a little too moist, so she likes to hold them open for long periods
Like a
of time
lizard, like
to dry them out just
like
a
a
little
desert
bit.
going reptile.
But
She
how
needs
do
to
you
kind of like.
explain her like gross birth of like all of a sudden flowery crown, all of a sudden antlers?
Did you guys not see that the entire time?
You saw that.
Yeah, the
This
antlers, the
one?
whole goth get
oh
up.
no,
It's
yeah,
pretty.
no. When
Little-
you left,
Do you
all of a
have
sudden.
true sight? What?
Little girls are, a little flitty, a little flighty. They change their mind, they change their looks all the time.
It's a
She-
phase, Dad.
She's just going through a little bit of a darkness.
I feel
and-
like I was trying to explain this to you guys for like several days, maybe even weeks, and I was the one that was considered crazy.
That's because the way you talk sometimes, Boltaire and I know, or Budinik, gosh. Sometimes we tune you out just a little.
And as they're having this conversation, we will go back to what you're seeing.
I'm just keeping an eye on her, making
Before-
sure like, nothing's happening.
Before you get to the point where rituals begin to happen, and you watch them sacrifice one of the bodies in front of you. You're the next up, and as they go to sacrifice you, you get taken to like a new scene. As you go from scene to scene to scene through his mind, you're going backwards in time. Before that, you get to a point where you're watching him take a body of one of one of the cult members that is familiar to your face that you haven't seen. He was in a new body when you took him, but he was in this cult member's body at one time, and then it goes back even further, and he's in a different body, and you're watching his past as he's like body jumped, and it gets to a point where he essentially, you get to the point where he entered this plane of existence, and as he is looking around right after entering this plane of existence, this purple plant is surrounding him. It is very familiar to you. You would know it as the plant that you guys lit on fire and summoned some demons along the way.
Oh,
He
that's
seems to be inside of almost what looks like a farm of this stuff.
If
It's not a pile that's on fire. It looks like almost a very purposeful industrial system for this plant to be doing exactly this, bring things like him there. And that is your last vision as it kind of like exits out of his head. So to recap, you get a couple cult visions that you would have seen, one of them being with you. You get, he jumps from body to body to body, and then the plant's at the end there.
And then I snap back out of it.
And you would just snap
When
back
he's
out
jumping
of it.
from
And
body.
as you do snap back out of it, he would acknowledge what just happened.
Oh.
Did you like what you saw?
Yeesh.
Fuck you.
He
What?
wants me next.
What are you?
Maybe you'll find out.
I just kind of sit back for a minute and
Are you okay?
we need to find a way to kill this thing before it leaves my cage.
So when
Right,
it leaves your
normally,
cage,
I
it doesn't
assume-
die. Correct? Like,
I can't guarantee that.
can't guarantee.
Alright, I think honestly, the old go-to tried and true kill it with fire is probably not the choice at this
No.
point in time. But
We have not had the best luck throwing things into fire.
No, not really.
It's very
DM,
unfortunate.
how much time
Seems
has
like-
passed since he's been in my cage?
We will say that you're going on, as you guys took 3 hours to exit the canyon. I'm going to say that you guys,
We were on
It took us 3 hours in.
to get in, you went a little bit faster.
said we were
So
faster
yeah,
now, right?
yeah, I'll give you 2 hours, 30 minutes, 2 hours, 15 minutes.
Hey, those count.
Yeah, on horse and buggy, that's a lot quicker. If we math to that out.
I'm gonna say we.
In probably another 2 hours has gone by of you guys like following this ridge.
So
There's
it's
going to be a
5
certain point whenever you guys are ready. I'm going
So
to speed
he's
things
5
up,
hours into this cage. Okay.
but 5.5.
We have 2.5 hours to figure out how to kill this thing. Otherwise, it might be returned to where it came from, and now it knows a lot about us.
Well, how do we kill
But
Soul?
it doesn't have a body, right? So why does it matter? It goes and be mean to the ghosts.
Well, it can go into any other body, possibly. Like one of us.
How do you know?
I don't know.
I'll tell them about.
Is it considered a
The,
curse?
I won't tell them about me, but I will tell them about the body hopping and
Okay.
how it basically showed me going back through time, and I'll tell them about the farm that I saw. And
So wait, can it jump into like anybody? Like, oh no, there's an ant and it jumps in, and now it's big scary guy again.
he was different forms, and he was.
They were all humanoid forms, but
Okay.
yes, they were like it would essentially be like we went from hobgoblin to.
But it was still essentially the same.
So
being.
what we
But
thought,
he was the
what
same
we thought was
person the
not
whole
his
time.
true form, right? That was
Right.
just okay. So, I don't know. If
Well-
any of you have any ideas, any.
Well, we could take a shovel and dig really, really deep, and then bury it.
Boltaire, that will not work.
How do you know?
It's a soul. The material plane will not hinder it that way.
It can
Right.
It can go
wait,
through the
hold
rock.
on. Say that again.
Say what?
What you just said?
It is a soul.
A soul, and it can go through anything. Does one of you have banishment?
Yes. Still, I do.
Send it back to the planes, because it can't travel through planes. Souls cannot travel through planes by themselves. They need a corporeal form.
So, would banishment
project it
even
through.
work then?
It has to, right? That thing's not from here, you
It's
said.
worth a shot.
But you just said that souls cannot travel through planes. How would it be?
We
Not
can
material
force it
still
back.
Oh, you can
considered
force
a
We can
creature?
force it to go back, but it
As a
can't
soul?
return once it's there.
Well, yes.
Unless
he said
it has
he
some
said
sort
He
of,
said it was a creature.
Oh.
you know,
in my
focus or
What?
or like you know, an arcane rod that it uses
Scared
to
the
come
shit out of
back.
me.
You know,
What?
why you gotta laugh, dude?
I don't know. I
What
think
were
he
you
was-
doing?
I think he was in game. Or doing
I don't
something.
know.
It was a game. It was so perfect.
We all looked over there. We're like,
I'm still outside the buggy holding my breath, so I'm not.
Here, Danae, do you see something that we don't?
Yeah, you're outside the cart. What are you doing?
I'm peeking my head in.
it's worth a try. I can
That's what
try
I'm
it
saying,
to banish it.
I think that's-
I can do it up to 2 times. Up to 2
Truly,
more times.
I mean, we can maybe possibly impose disadvantage. Do you? Does your sister have? What's that spell with the blood and you know it's kind of creepy and it's right up your alley, but it like you know detracts from potentially you know saves and throws on the subject's end.
I'm gonna open the window and ask her.
Do you have Bane prepared for the day?
Oi, let me check. Oi,
Oi! She busts out of nowhere.
oi,
Oi!
no, Captain.
You're the captain right now.
I am the captain. This is my sheep.
I'm the captain now.
No, I do not have Bane currently done.
Do you have Bliss? No, that doesn't help.
Blessed does not help.
Doesn't help in this situation.
Yeah. Let me check. I have resistance. Ain't gonna do it. How guidance. Not gonna do it.
Wait.
Nope. Nope.
That won't work.
Nope. Not work either. Nope. You know, I prepped my night differently to more of assisting aspect. So it's a creature. I mean, if you want it to not go anywhere, I mean, we could go ahead and do, a magic circle with it.
How? I think that would be a band-aid on the problem.
Well, yeah, I mean, keep it
that
on.
is a band-aid, and it also opens each one of us up to some sort of possession. I think it's with the exception of you.
I don't know that.
Frankly,
No, it would keep us, if we do the circle around us, and protects us from other things coming
from the
in.
outside, but I'm talking
outside
about
in.
keeping this one from doing some sort of harm again. Perhaps maybe
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
you know, if we were to lock ourselves in a room with a lion, it's going to eat one of us at one point.
Right.
Maybe only one of us, but
Probably Willow.
we want to get rid. Well,
I am not the weak soul here.
We're all very powerful. Getting rid of this soul, I think, is our priority at this point
I
in
think
time, in a
banishment's
way
gonna
that
be
it
it.
can't come back to bite us in the ass. Because, frankly, they do know quite a bit about each of us. Although I will say their information might be dated.
Oh, they do not know how good we are at the fungus.
Well,
Fungi.
they used,
Yes.
kind of like a mind trap. Time was very weird, but like
you were mind controlled and you gave away some of our secrets?
no, like they had information, but it just seemed like it was maybe 10 years early. Like I heard the sounds of my mother screaming. My mother died 3 years ago.
Mother died.
I heard the sounds of my father, or somebody I'm led to believe is my father, being tortured, but I never knew my father.
You never knew your dad.
You were there. There was the visual images of you being suffocated through lack of oxygen.
That's weird, because I can breathe
You can
without
hold your breath.
oxygen.
That's
yeah.
what I was
so
thinking.
weird.
And, like you were being transformed into an army of dead, or a member of an army of the dead, and I'm like, but like, do you understand? You know, she's not just. She's more than just your average nasal itch. She's, she's something a little bit more.
Was
Right.
I a famous singer for the yodeling?
No, you were actually being tortured, but your yodeling was spot on in those moments.
Yodeling and yelling are very
Very
similar.
similar.
Dominic, before we try and dispose of this soul, is there anything you think we should attempt to ask it?
Frankly, no. I don't want anything to do with what was back there.
What time of day is it now?
The sun is going down. It's probably about.
So's your mom.
It's probably about. You guys left the cave at about 3:30. 2 hours, 2.5 hours, and push you at 6. Another 2.5 hours. 8:30. It's probably about 9.
Okay.
At 9. So the sun's down. It's dark outside.
No doubt
As you
again.
guys are now kind of trotting along. There's really no road, but you're in an area that's fairly wide open.
Based off of the maps I've gone through and all that stuff in my keen mind, are we headed in the right direction towards Bultash?
You guys do have a map with
Yep.
you as well.
Yep, sure do.
You know north. You
Yep.
would know that you're headed in that direction, yes.
And it's gonna take us another 2 days to get there?
Yeah, about 2 days.
Two
It's going to be a 3-day journey total.
Right.
So, how we're going to do this, I'll have you guys all roll a survival now for me. And this will get you through your next couple days.
Well,
Okay, but we're not
Wait,
doing
wait,
it
wait,
yet.
wait, wait,
But I just
wait,
want to know
how
where
about
we
if
were
you guys
at.
want to do things, I'll let you do things still.
Should I
Okay.
cast banishment?
Yes. Do it now.
Hold on.
Don't do it now.
Yes, you want to end that scene as well.
Huh?
Mm-hmm.
What were we doing? Nature checks?
Uh,
So
You're
I
doing
don't-
survival,
no,
but they
I'm
want to
still at
do.
disadvantage.
They're going to talk about.
Should I cast banishment, everybody?
Cast it.
Wait, just a
Don't
couple
cast it.
more seconds. Okay, yep, no, let's go. Alright, I'm
Let's
ready.
go. What? Am I
No, that's all I
casting?
needed.
Yeah,
Yeah,
read
no,
banishment, yeah.
I mean, if you're ready, I'm ready.
Are you
I
ready?
will have on
We
deck,
should-
I'm gonna have Thunder Wave, I think. Wait, let me double check.
We
make sure
should
that
stop the cart and do this
Nope.
outside of the cart.
doesn't- Yeah, no, I agree.
So if we need to leave the cage behind, we can.
I have Scorching Ray. I'm gonna pull out the rod that I used to cast it. I'm just gonna. I'm ready. So
Okay,
that
well
happens.
then,
Okay, so we step outside of the cart.
how far can your banishment go?
So juicy.
Yeah, 60 feet.
Okay, then I'm going to use.
What, you think it's gonna blow up like a bomb?
I don't know. I'm gonna cast Levitate on it just to kind of keep it above our heads a little bit.
I'm gonna walk behind.
Hey, I don't know what's about to happen.
But why would that? What would that do?
Just levitates the thing up so that it just stays above
I
us,
just
and then
put
she
it
can
down
shoot it.
60
I'm gonna
feet.
stand 120 feet back.
Oh my gosh, you guys!
I will stand with Emberly.
I'm
and
standing with Emberly as well.
I'm gonna put my hands on her shoulders
The
and
60
cast
foot mark.
guidance.
This is gonna seem random, but
No.
does Budonic seem the same? Does anything come off as
Roll a
odd?
perception check for me.
Okay, so I cast banishment on it while it's floating up in the air and we're all 60 feet plus
5.
away from it.
Yep, 60 feet in the air.
Hard to tell.
With a 5, it's a little hard to tell.
That guy is so sweet.
I mean, he's
Never
odd.
been more.
The obvious part is that he had a hard time there, and he's got to
Right.
like just recovering from that's gonna be tough. Yeah. Outside of that, you know.
I'm gonna hold a spell when we're about to.
No,
get
I'm
ready to
convinced
do
he's
this.
someone else.
Okay.
Who are you?
So you guys all set yourselves up and cast. And Emberly, you cast banishment on this.
In there. With your feet.
Soul cage.
I do not care. It helps my
Can it have spells go in it, or does it say anything about
No,
spells?
there's not.
Okay.
You can
literally
break
nothing.
the cage.
Okay,
Yeah.
okay, that was my question. And with banishment, you don't really have to break the cage. We might roll for that here in a second.
Never break the
Well, after it's
cage.
levitating and then it drops, maybe.
But you have this cage
Slowly
levitating up in the air. You hit it with
useful.
a banishment. What is the roll that it needs to make?
Charisma saving throw of 16.
Is its charisma 15?
Can we all do
Its
like
charisma's
a
a
Power
plus
Rangers
5.
like team support and put our hands on her, or like in Sailor
Dude,
Moon?
this
where
is
they
good
lend
enough.
their
I'm gonna do this
power?
on. I'm gonna do this on the tail. Its charisma's a
You
plus
want me to
5,
change it?
so it needs a 10 or higher.
Before we all just went dark. And we're back.
It needs a 10 or higher.
Lower by
to-
the not
Oh,
the,
should I just
the
like?
James Dean cup.
Yeah.
Can I roll it?
Yeah.
No.
It's your one nat 20.
Yeah.
We can roll it right here. We'll be all fancy.
Come on, don't
Uh,
be afraid, bro. Let me do it.
Oh, that was a lot of rolling. 14 plus 5
is a 19.
is a 19. So as you
roll
cast
it again?
this,
I cast it again.
management on it. Yeah, if you want to burn another one. The first one doesn't take. It almost out of like reflex, almost like an anger. You cast that second one before anyone even gets a breath in. 13 plus 5.
Fuck a duck running.
I cast it again.
Ha!
And you guys kind of for the first time are seeing a side of Emberly you haven't seen before. To the point where this whole situation has been stressful. Maybe there's some breaking down that's occurring, but Emberly is
She
just
Starts crying.
in a magical rage. Her tears are like little flames, are like sizzling off the side of her face, you know.
Die!
And on the third one, you cast it.
Woo!
And it
Yeah.
hits.
Woo! My girl. Tell me you don't want to be a spellcaster. You just
And
save
you
the
watch
day.
as this
Oh.
soul
Let's see what
Not the
happens.
first time with that either.
snaps and is gone from that cage.
I put the cage down. Softly. Softly.
I will walk up
My
and
naughty
retrieve it.
Leviosa.
Well, that's that.
Hopefully we never see it again.
Yes. If anything, we prevented it from taking another form.
So when do I have to not use another concentration spell?
That spell
No,
lasts
it's-
1 minute.
1 minute. And you can drop it. So okay, here's my question. DM question.
Yeah.
Actually, I'm gonna do this differently. Right. You were familiar with that being?
Somewhat.
Was it from the material plane?
Chris, what would I know about it?
You would have seen in your vision that you had that you watched it come to this plane. You didn't get to see anything before that. Once it got to that other plane, that's when that spell cut off.
Based on the interactions I had with it, it is not from this plane. I don't know where it came from, but it was brought into being in
So-
a farm of purple mushrooms.
Didn't you
Science experiment. We
say-
could try dropping the spell, and if it comes back, then it was born and raised here is from the material plane. But then we risk that it,
Wait,
comes back.
reminder. When you first asked the soul about information, he mentioned Baphomet.
Yes.
So technically speaking, if it's from Baphomet and he came from glowing mushrooms, then that means Baphomet and Elrad or Rad, Lorad are working together, and
Break my
they
balls.
are from the. They're from the what plane is it?
Shadow Realm.
Oh, what's a plane? What is in a plane?
Keen mind would remember.
It would remember.
Why are you looking up notes? Just keen mind that shit. Hey, DM, come on.
What's my king mind say?
What character did I ask that?
What?
What were you asking?
I'm
about?
asking what plane did Lorad and Baphomet come from? The demon lords.
I knew Lowra would stick. I knew it.
Lady of Rotten
The
Decay.
Abyssal.
Beautiful.
The abyssal?
Yeah.
The abyssal plane. So that's probably where it was sent to. If that's where it came. If you mentioned it was formed from whatever.
Speaking of your book.
My book.
Are you reading that?
Oh, yeah.
Roll an
Seeing her
intelligence.
reading her book, I'm gonna get my book out and start
You try to outbook me?
thumbing.
It's just your guys' travel guides. Well, I will need you. We'll let you roll an intelligence check for me on your book learning.
As I am a sage. That makes sense. That is going to be intelligence 13.
Okay, give me 1 sec.
Can I possibly get
In that moment,
advantage on that?
everybody hold your breath.
Or I go for
What are
it.
you doing?
Switching
It takes like 3 whole seconds for it to transition to the
Mine
other.
starts hammering activated.
The way you were leaning.
Yeah, you
It
said
looked
you're
dang-
leaning. and
Hold your
then
breath.
you told us,
So what are you guys doing?
You had me read a book and you would roll me for intelligence.
I know, but you would know that banishment lasts a minute.
Yeah. So we're hanging out for a minute to ensure that
Yeah.
it doesn't come back.
That full minute, I will stand guard with spells, the best spells I can think of at the moment, at the ready, and pointed in the exact spot where I knew the cage to be located prior to the
We're
banishment.
just
I
waiting
would be doing the same as
We
well.
are waiting
for
for
1 minute.
60 whole seconds.
Hanged and ready.
A 1, a
A
2,
2, a 3.
3, 4.
Continue, scared me.
After about a minute goes by, the soul repopulates the cage.
Oh, that's
Shit.
cool.
It's in my-
It's in her hand.
So I go back, I set it down, and I walk away from it. Where are we at on this lifeline then? Hours.
You would know that it has about.
We ended at 5 hours.
3 spell slots gone.
It probably has about 2 hours left.
That's very
from where
helpful.
you're gonna
Very
start.
So that took us a half an hour.
Very
Yeah.
helpful.
Can you ask him what,
Is your
what he
cage
did?
made out of metal?
Silver.
Great, I cast heat metal at 3rd level. anything within that.
Can I ask first?
Yeah.
Wait, destroying the cage will just release it.
No. I don't need to destroy the cage. It just gets really uncomfortably warm in there. It's like a sauna.
Demon?
Spirits.
Yeah.
Can spirits go through rocks?
Don't know.
Can you ask, what happened when he got to the other place?
Hey, bud.
Hey, buddy, what'd you do? Where'd you go?
How
How
was
was
it over there?
Yeah.
How was vacation?
Who did you talk to? Who did
And
you
as
see?
you would say that out loud, he openly answers
Oh!
all of you.
In our brains.
I need the spirit to make a Constitution saving throw.
In which you all hear.
It was good. We told the army where you were.
I'm sorry.
Great.
Be sure to look out for them.
Look out for who?
Let's get the fuck out of here. We need to move.
I like to see the best in people, but you're kind of a dick.
11
Yeah.
points of fire damage to the goddamn spirit, because fuck that thing.
Baphomet will be.
Baphomet who?
Will be.
Baphomet will be. Okay, got it.
Here shortly.
Excellent. Let's move.
Watch out! Watch out!
Everyone back in the cart. Let's
You'll
go.
make great slaves.
I'm
No,
not very good at being the slave. I like to free the slaves.
I fear nothing.
What do we do with this though?
I just cast it not on the little cage.
What?
Do anything with that? No.
And you
what
see
if
this
someone
cage
finds
getting
it?
hot. You don't seem to see it affecting whatever's inside of this cage. It doesn't seem. He doesn't seem to be showing any comfort or anything.
Great. Then I'm gonna walk up with my greatsword, pissed off, because that fucking wasted a spell slot. Which my greatsword is silver. It says so. No, and I'm just gonna start poking it very carefully so as not to hurt the cage. I'm going to slip the tip in, just the tip,
Just the
and
tip.
I'm just gonna start probing it. And if it doesn't react, then we're leaving.
To that it would react a little. Like I'm talking. Every
A
like
silver
10 pokes is
magical
like
sword.
one damage. You know they like it.
I'm gonna, seeing that it's doing a little bit
You're
of
like
an
pin
effect.
breaking it.
Right, who has silvered weapons here?
I'm casting guiding bolts on that fucker.
No, hold on a second. Wait, I'm going to... hold on.
She went first.
She
She
did.
said
Chaos ensues. Cast guiding.
Guiding bolts.
Everything
Cast
we
guiding.
got, and then they're
Oh.
gonna get here. We're gonna be nothing.
We're completely tapped. We're like saying like
20.
there's no
20 would hit the
side of the hill.
Okay. I'm not aiming for the cage. I'm aiming for the dude.
He's in the cage!
But the cage is Yeah, but if it's enough for her to put a sword through, I'm gonna stick my finger in there and go pop.
Okay, you're shooting it through.
I'm putting the tip in. She's putting her fingers in.
What the
But
fuck?
as you
Just
put your
enough.
finger in this cage and shoot, roll.
Another
for
idea
damage.
from Zoe that's gonna fuck us hard.
I mean, she's not strong.
Hold on, are there children's hospitals nearby? Because I'm feeling rambunctious.
I say winds take
a little
strike.
precocious.
8, 9, 10, 16 points of radiant damage.
Hey, we didn't do anything in that children's hospital.
Really?
They took
Roll
it.
up.
They took it wrong.
Hold on.
Right.
Did
Roll
you
up how
say-
many HP?
What?
Go and roll your damage.
I did.
She said
Sorry.
16.
How much?
16 radiant damage.
Yes. So you feel it hit.
Cool.
You also watch as the box cracks as you hit it. The box doesn't quite break, but you have now damaged the structure of this box with that. You've damaged what's inside as well with your radiant damage, by the way.
Out of curiosity,
Yeah.
you said that I was doing damage to this thing.
Slowly.
If I hold the base of my sword
He now
and
has
the hilt of my
disadvantage.
sword, and I just go
He has advantage on that.
really fast,
Over the next 2 hours.
For about the first,
I will jackhammer the shit out of this thing.
For the
We'll take
first
turns,
like
guys.
30
You
seconds,
are
you feel
trained.
like working, but there gets to be a certain point where he like in the box is like on the spot, finally, and this like
I take holy water and I pour it over the thing.
holy water.
I have holy water as a cleric. I take my flask of holy water and I pour that fucker on top of it.
So,
I whip out my dick and I piss on it.
with the
That heals it.
with the spell blink,
No.
I can teleport to doesn't say if I can bring anything with me. Maybe I can teleport with it. Drop it off.
He'll probably just come back.
Look back. I mean,
No,
technically,
but seriously, I have a spell called Yeet. I think we should try it.
Naked. You know.
Yeah.
So do I need to roll
That's
for
true.
radiant damage with my
I can
holy
try
water?
that. Put the
Yes.
whole thing there. Leave it.
I'm only gonna pour it, and then some, Okay.
That would actually be very useful.
That is 9 points of radiant damage.
How does the soul look?
You don't
Like a
know
soul.
because you're quite unsure how souls.
After
work.
an hour of stabbing.
I will say that the radiant damage seems to do the most. However, the box that it is in,
Is it demonic?
certainly isn't.
He
Okay,
told
okay.
me it's a shadow demon assassin.
Right. So if I'm pouring
Yes.
holy water on
Yep.
the fucker.
You're damaging it.
Cool.
Maybe not to the full extent of what your damage should be, but you're damaging it.
Okay,
Okay,
can I keep
okay.
Right.
pouring?
Who has a bowl? Wait, somebody get a bowl.
My turn!
Get a
Oh,
bowl,
and then
pour the holy
water
water
down,
in,
yeah.
and then I'll stab him from the top.
Yeah.
He has two choices.
I have
Either
a gem
drop-
encrusted bowl.
I
can
don't
utilize
see
it.
what's up. Let's go.
I'm gonna take my gem encrusted bowl.
I want to raid seat a Gatling. And I want to find a ball. Everyone stop.
I will raid
Where's the
city
ball?
to the ground.
Fucking bold, dude.
You know, on that note, as you guys are all sitting here, trying to figure out what to
Hold
do with this. little crate,
While they were
you have
doing
about
this,
2 hours.
I took a short rest. While they were doing all
Yeah,
this.
okay. Yeah, you guys have about an hour and a half left. What are you doing?
I'm going to walk up. And
In this moment, we're like over
Does
here
it-
like conspiring.
does it audibly talk or is it kind of in my
Yes,
brain?
it is like audibly speaking to you. When
Okay.
It speaks.
I'm going to walk up and I'm going to get real close next to it. And I am going to then clap my hands around, rub them together, and I'm going to draw a little circle around us with some lines. And there's no reason to do it, but I'm going to. And I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
Ooh, bitch.
You know, he was already supposed to be truthful with me.
With
It's
you.
supposed to. He's also supposed to be a dead soul, not a live soul. So obviously the rules need not apply. Anyways,
Alright.
You don't know the rules. Alright, go.
he needs to make a charisma save.
Those temporary hit points you gave us, Zoe, are they gone?
Sorry, what did you say?
The temporary
Charisma
hit points
save.
you gave us?
That's 8 hours.
For what?
For Zone of Truth.
And technically speaking, it's only been like 6.
15.
Fail. Okay, so the affected creature is aware of the spell and can thus avoid answering questions to which it would normally respond with a lie. Such a creature can be evasive in its answers as long as it remains within the boundaries of the truth. Now I'm going to ask him, is Baphomet actually coming to this spot here?
And as you ask that, it's like you don't even release that question out completely before you get, I said you will be his slave.
Right, but that does not mean that he's coming here right now. That could be 10 years from now. I have plans, but maybe they don't go that way and I sign up to be a slave. Who knows? But in the next small amount of
8
time,
hours.
is Baphomet heading here? To this exact location where I'm standing to attack us.
He will find you. You will be his slave.
Did you actually tell Baphomet where we are?
I do not have to speak to Baphomet.
Guys, I have to say that the not answering kind of feels like an answer, yes?
Yeah, so let's
What?
get the fuck out of here.
You stop right now.
With the bowl.
She's just dousing in
Like,
everything.
we're ready to go right now. Whether he's lying or not, it doesn't matter. We're taking this motherfucker out 1 hit point at a time.
Is there a way to kill you dead permanently?
Kill you dead.
Yeah, we're working on it right now.
I just want to make sure that,
Yeah.
that I did not give you a hit point for that box. Do you
Okay.
have? Does that box have a hit points on it?
No.
Okay, because I rolled for you for hit points.
Yeah, it doesn't. It's whatever you want to make it.
I rolled 18, which is pretty good.
Fuck.
For a box.
That's a good
Wait,
box.
what does that
It's
mean?
a good box.
It's a dick.
A cage.
Uh,
Cage.
Yeah.
However, I must say that it's down to about 4.
Tweedledee and Tweedledum
Whoa, whoa, whoa.
over here.
Right, we're the ones that are
That's
actually
okay.
taking action.
You I would say that you would
anyways.
notice as all this is occurring that that the creatures, they are kind of all like just questioning him, attacking him. He's like told you like he's gonna figure something out. You begin watching him like as he presses up against the sides, like where he's pressing up, he's beginning to like stress the sides of your box. It almost looks like the creature's beginning to also do damage from the inside of it.
Right, perfect. Soul Cage. Chalice? Anybody have any arguments right now?
Just do whatever you can.
Great.
Let's get the fuck out of here.
I get my gem encrusted bowl. I fill it with the rest of the holy water, and we dunk him into said crusted bowl.
And I will just
holy
take.
water.
I'm not even gonna. I'm gonna be a total dick about this. I'm gonna take the tip of my greatsword and I'm just gonna press it in far enough that he has to be the one to either choose between the holy water or pushing his body up against the tip of my silver blade.
Yeah, and you guys watch this like in this seconds after you've asked your questions.
I wasn't done yet.
He's
Right,
been.
no, keep asking.
Go ahead, keep
You
asking.
you would know that like after asking those questions, he's been under he's under a similar spell while he's in that box with Nazlith, where he has to basically tell the truth or he can't lie. Put it that way.
But you said. Never mind.
Well, maybe perceived truths are different from actual truths.
Yeah.
But he did say that
Right, did you ever see
Baphomet
the
was
play
coming, but then he
called-
wouldn't say it back to me.
Did you see the play called Perry Hotzer and the Prisoner of Azkaban?
I would say that you got the hints that
Towards the end of that
he was
play,
basically telling you Baphomet knows what fuck you are.
towards the end of that
You
play,
about-
the character
you about to be
that
his bitch.
is known as Jardy Bouch is given a truth serum, and he tells a truth saying that Voldemort is going to come back and rule. Voldemort is going to come back and rule the material plane, and he says that under the effect of a truth potion because he believes that is the truth.
However,
Is that the one with the round table?
Yes.
Round table. I liked round table.
he rolled a nat 20 for his last attack on the box. I would like to just throw that out there.
We have him submerged.
Submerged?
And I'm holding
As you kind of like go to this,
Worst case
I rolled
scenario,
this
if I see
as you were
snap-
doing that.
If I see that shit snap,
Yeah.
I'm flattening my blade against the top of the
Yeah.
chalice.
Yeah, definitely. So as the box, you put him in a chalice.
Yes.
What
Filled
is this
with
chalice made of?
Holy water. It's gem encrusted.
Gem encrusted silver.
Not a magical chalice.
It's
though.
particularly
It is
silver.
used for a magical item.
Yeah,
Is it
You know
gold or
exactly
silver?
what it
comfortable
is.
with what this is. So as you put the chalice there, you begin to feel him shake like
three of them.
inside of this chalice.
I'm over here bartending it.
I'm gonna make a couple rolls.
Tom Cruise from Cocktail.
He is going to break the chalice while he breaks the box.
Well, I got two more.
As the chalice breaks, the water empties out the bottom of it. He's gonna roll me some holy water damage.
Some holy water damage. Piece of shit.
5 points of radiance.
And as you are all standing in this circle, he is going to
Oh, what the fuck?
Dog.
look around.
I got claws in my foot.
Oh, how fitting.
Uh-oh. Did you hear that sound?
Oh my god.
I want to let you know I rolled for this. He's going to look around in Nazlith as he sees you. I need you to roll.
So we can see the soul?
You can see this
I take swings.
being. I will let you take
Must be blind.
a swing at him. I need
Reaction.
you to roll a charisma saving throw.
Is he moving towards her?
It's almost like you guys. It's almost imagine that you guys are around a campfire, and this thing is in the middle.
Do I get an opportunity
where the
attack?
fire would
That's
be.
what I'm doing right now.
That is what he's doing now. If you would like, I will let you take an opportunity.
27 to hit.
I'm gonna
Are we
use,
flanking? I assume we're flanking.
Yeah.
I'll take the
I'm
I will
gonna
give you
use
the
Lucky
flank.
to re-roll my roll.
Yeah.
Yeah, 28.
And I'm gonna use it again.
Hit.
Okay, then his movement goes to 0 the second I hit him.
Yeah.
Bang!
0.
Okay.
16 points of slashing damage from my silver.
13.
13 for
His
his
movement went to 0 though. What's the range on that attack then?
I don't know how I want to do this as a DM because I've
How do
already
you want to do
engaged in
this?
action, and then
He went to move.
He went to move. That
took
was
our
his action. We
reactions.
took our reaction. He hasn't done jack.
he hasn't left your melee.
Right.
Isn't that part of that?
Right. 10 feet.
Oh, was he moving? I thought he was moving.
Yeah, you said he was moving, right?
No. I'm imagining so yes, in front of you he's moving, right? He's not exiting.
But he hasn't
5
exited.
foot. He's not
Oh, he's
exiting
not
your
exiting?
melee. He's not correct. So I'm saying you guys are around a 5 foot circle.
Okay.
He's in that circle.
Okay.
No matter where he moves in that 5 feet, he's within all your melee. at the
Right.
same time, right. It's literally as
he
it
could
happens.
orbit around me.
Were
be
you within
his
that range?
melee the whole time.
I was
But
far
if
back.
he left my
like
orbit
120
and went around
feet
the
back.
backside of him, he would.
She was far back. That's true.
She was 120.
She grabbed it and set it down.
And then I
No,
walked
but
back.
she said specifically that she put it down
Okay,
and then
well,
turned
I
around
rolled
and
that it would
walked
go
away.
to, so we're gonna say that it will leave and
Well, if it's
120.
leaving, then I want to take my
yes,
opportunity
yes,
tab.
No, and you get it.
And then it
I'm
movement
not
goes to
arguing.
0,
Yes,
right?
yes.
Okay.
So does that negate?
Now swing.
I already swung. I got 28.
It will for a second. Keep that roll for me,
Okay.
because we're gonna see if they can kill it before it gets to you.
Okay.
Do I get an opportunity attack as well?
15 plus a D8.
16 points left.
Do I get it?
Since
Opportunity time?
Wait, time out. Is that a stun?
No,
When
it's
you-
it's
No, it's Sentinel.
Okay.
Yes,
I know, but
Sentinel.
it doesn't say that you stun the person.
No,
No,
they
their
can
movement
still,
just
like,
goes
if
to
they had
0.
like Warcaster and they could cast
Okay.
spells as a reaction. They're allowed to
Yeah,
use
my
it,
head
but they're-
immediately went to what does that not work on? Put it that way.
I mean, it's such a
Right.
rules is written, rules is intended situation
Right.
where it was intended for you're not typically fighting ghosts or
Yes.
spirits
You know
or
where my
things like
head's
that.
at. Yeah.
And so it becomes difficult of do you apply that to a
Yes.
thing that doesn't have
I'm
feet
gonna
or
let
not?
it. Yep. I'm gonna let it go for a minute.
Okay, so I did 10 points of slashing damage,
Perfect.
and then 7 points. Of,
Slashing damage.
yes, and then 7 points of lightning damage.
You will notice that both of those do not hit as well as what you probably intended. What did you do, Budonic, as far as damage goes?
16
Slashing?
slashing from a silvered weapon. I'm very no, it's not unless you have Warcaster.
it's under
And
the
as you guys hit this creature, we are going to take our break right
Oh,
there. We will
great.
come back to to its turn, essentially. And if we need to, we'll get into an initiative order and do all that jazz. But for now, we're going to take a break. Just let's go take a whittle and, fill up on my beer. But yeah, we'll be back in 5 minutes, guys. Thank you.
Oh, wait, I lost it doing this left hand.
That's okay. You're good.
Right to work.
I told her she could relax. But she was
Leanna's
like,
a champ. Leanna's a champ.
Or you
Yeah.
are just a strict boss.
Yeah, you know, I crack the whip every now
I
and
think
then.
she's actually over us.
Yeah. Well, I don't know how that works.
I don't
But
know.
welcome back to the Witness Guild.
At least at
Where
the
we
time.
left off,
She
you
could fire
guys
us.
reunited with Budownik, grabbed him. You guys managed to make your way out of the canyon, and you are now headed towards a Boltash. There's a hiccup for you.
Didn't even pick up this.
Yeah, gotta begin with hiccups. You guys are heading towards Boltash. I need you all to roll survival checks for me. This is going to determine your couple
Have we had a
days.
long
You
rest?
already rolled
Not
your
yet.
one survival check. It was a 16.
Wait,
Yes.
what happened with?
Oh yeah, the soul thing.
We're going to get there. Roll your survival checks first.
25.
18. 6.
11.
11. Where we left off, you guys were in the middle of trying to figure out this soul in this cage, or soul-like entity that is in this cage. You figure out some things that damage it, but not damage it well enough to this point. Good Lord, I'm all over the place with hiccups right now.
Drunkard over there.
You guys, I'm right. It's from Rice.
Right.
Yeah, I don't know why. I can't
Sake?
Too quick.
Sake?
Too quickly.
If only.
Oh my god, sake in my fridge.
Why is it there?
However,
Anyways,
That's awesome.
you guys decided you were going to try to kill this thing before it broke out of this box, as it started to learn what to do. Budownik started knifing the hell out of it, while
That's
Willow
right.
had her holy water. They made this contraption and kind of started damaging it a bit. It rolled a. We're gonna get through this.
Prove it.
It rolled
Prove it.
a
Deep breaths,
nat
bro.
20.
Deep breaths.
It managed to break out of its box and through your bowl. All your water went on the floor. It just started racing towards Nazlith, where Budownik and Boltaire both struck this
That was a good one.
entity. You both made good contact.
Boo down.
We talked a little bit in our halftime about the function of your
Sentinel.
Sentinel. You probably would have shocked it for a temporary amount of time. Enough
its
that I'm
speed?
going to let you get one more attack on it each before it begins traveling. As you
Advantage
kind of
to
freeze it,
flanking,
you both
right?
hit it one more time. You both have flanking. I will give you advantage. You've done a decent amount of damage so far.
Hey, Chris.
Yes.
So real quick, to cure your hiccups, it's really easy.
Oh man, I don't
So
think this.
yeah, so inhale through your nose. Inhale through your mouth. Oh, after you take a drink. Oh wait. I got you, bro. You ready?
I guess.
Okay, inhale through your mouth. Swallow saliva twice. Exhale slowly through your nose.
Did you just
And
Google
then
this?
you have to repeat all the numbers
you don't.
on top and on the back of your debit card.
Oh.
Out loud.
And your soch.
And your
So,
soch.
And the expiration date and the little thing.
what did you roll for your second attack?
CVP.
Yeah.
And if you don't share this
26.
5 times,
So
then you'll know
26
how
will
bad it
hit.
goes.
Budownik, what did you roll for your second attack?
31, motherfucker.
31 will hit.
And I'm gonna burn a spell slot to do thunders, or not thunders. Divine Twin.
14 points of slashing damage from someone. Fuck this thing, everything it stands for. I take it and its people.
Okay,
And I
so
say their life.
You guys are doing some good damage to it. It's,
I can't believe a spirit has this much oomph to it.
okay, I'm gonna roll.
you don't know what this is necessarily.
Whatever it is, it's got a lot of oomph.
An ideal picture would be a spirit, is how we're describing it.
Fuck yeah.
You know what I learned?
27 points of lightning damage
Nice.
and 15 points of slashing damage.
Let's go. Let's fucking go.
I rolled well.
We've sunk almost 100 points into this guy already.
No.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, with all the stabby stabs and holy waters.
Guiding bolt.
We are
Yes,
definitely close to the
as
home
we talked about, pretty much everything you guys have done, minus the radiant damage, has been weakened. However, you guys are you watch as it is now struggling. You're watching it fall apart in the air as you guys are making strikes. Its travel speed is 40. What is your travel speed?
30.
With my boots of speed, which I equipped while we were inside the cave,
You did make a point to say that.
40.
Perfect.
So I give chase as much as I can.
You both watch as it is gunning towards you, Nazlith. And in this moment, you are watching them kind of like swat at this thing. Budownik, I will give you one more turn to slash this thing.
Silvered.
Can I have a turn?
Silvered.
Is that
Wait, as
possible?
a bonus action?
Boner shot.
Bonus. As your
Since
bonus
it was in my
action.
thingy.
I can use my ring of jumping to jump 18 feet.
If you would like to make chase as well, you can. I'm going to have you roll a dexterity for me just to play this out real quick. As you guys are watching this, yes, I will give you each one attack if you would like.
Please.
Dexterity.
We'll start with Budownik.
17 to hit.
17 is going to miss.
3
Wait.
on my dex
No,
check.
nope. Still no.
As you go to activate your jump and you make this jump, Budownik, as you miss just barely, you kind of get smacked right in the back as Boltaire is trying to also make chase, but via jump. You manage to get within possibly striking range. I'm going to let you roll an attack at disadvantage.
Point of order. My speed is actually double.
yes.
Am I able to?
What was that?
Am I able to take an attack?
Yeah, you both can
I'm
take an
going
attack.
to.
Its
Okay.
speed's 40 and it's dash.
It's dashing.
Did he-
My speed is 60 right now.
Yeah.
Without dash.
28
To hit.
to hit.
Hits.
The
Okay.
charisma roll I had to roll, was that from him casting a spell on me?
What was that?
I cast a spell.
It was 13, remember?
Oh, yes.
Are you
No.
It's a
serious?
spell. Okay, it's not a spell.
What were you going to tell me?
I was gonna do counter spell. It was a spell.
Okay, it is not a spell that he's casting it.
23.
Both those hit.
Oh.
I rolled 3d8s and got a 3.
3
Wow.
damage.
Yeah.
Wait, 5. Sorry.
What kind of damage?
5.
I was like,
Five.
damn, that
Fire.
sucks.
1, 2, 3, 4.
Chris, I got an 8 and then a 7, so 17, but I'm going to use my Channel Divinity to add 10 using Guided Strike,
Yes,
so that's 27.
5,
And then I'm also going to burn another spell slot
10, 14,
to do Divine Smite,
18, 19, 20,
which
21,
Here we go, guys.
22,
Let's make sure we just gas
23
ourselves
points of
right now
radiant
for this
damage.
one thing.
What spell did you use?
I used Guiding Bolt.
How many points?
23
Radiant.
radiant.
Damn, okay. I guess there's
14 of lightning, and 11 of slashing. So 25 total. So 12.
Also, the next thing to hit it gets advantage. After me.
So to play out this scene, as you guys finally get this box cracked open, it breaks, goes through your holy waters. You guys are kind of stabbing. You begin making chases. It is just dashing towards you, Nazlith. You guys do a very good amount of work to it. As it is making a beeline, all of you seem to manage to either get a spell or some kind of hit on this creature. Nazlith, what you're watching coming at you is essentially a shadow that you're watching as it's getting hit is just shrinking and shrinking and shrinking and shrinking. It gets very close. Very close to being gone.
Am I allowed to take an action?
I will let you take an action.
If I
Do
rolled
something
better.
Stone Cold Stuck. Just
And I will
wanna
tell
see
you,
that, like,
what
fucking,
you're,
like-
what's happening at this moment is your mouth is being forced open as it is beginning to enter.
Oh my gosh.
What is Nazlith?
This sounds like a Friday night I want to
okay,
be a
okay.
part of.
Alright.
That's a fantasy. Get out of here.
I know.
How far away is it from me at this point?
It is in melee with you forcing its way
Down your throat.
into your face.
Oh gosh. Okay.
You have advantage on it.
I do.
For what?
Guiding bolt.
Oh.
Okay.
For your attack, you have advantage, yes.
Okay. Well, if it's on me, I'm gonna cast this.
I'll tell you your charisma failed, so this is...
Okay, we'll see what happens then. Okay.
This is
So,
for all
I'm
normals,
gonna cast-
as they say.
Sickening Radiance,
Yeah.
which is within a 30-foot sphere centered on a point I choose, which is me. I'm
Yeah.
choosing myself at the point. So when the creature moves into the area, which it has, it must save on a Constitution saving throw or take 4d10 radiant damage, suffer 1 level of exhaustion, and emit a dim greenish light in a 5-foot radius.
Or half that on a successful save, right?
No.
It's an all or nothing spell.
Let me see what his con is.
Cannot be great as a spirit.
That was not the best.
Uh,
You had advantage. You should have done an attack.
Oh wait, it's advantage?
Yes, you had
advantage,
advantage.
No, no,
I
no,
told
you've
can't
already
remember
said it.
that.
You've already
Okay.
said it.
Oh,
Well, everything
I
wouldn't have
am
affected
hot on
it.
its tail at the very least.
Could she run away?
I duck and close my mouth.
Sorry, I'm looking at some stats here.
This break brought to you by
Yeah, no.
Dungeon Forge, makers of fine miniatures and other things like they have a whole story, right? Like you buy like a whole kit from them that creates a
Yeah.
story. You don't need anything really. I
You
think
said
they
con
that.
save?
Yes.
Trying to advertise for our friends over here.
Good
Patriots.
shit.
Nimti Art.
11.
He failed. Okay.
And Daddy said no!
Okay. I need to get 4d10s. Hold on.
I will tell you,
Whatever I do kills it.
yes. He's,
Yes!
He's down to 3
Yes!
HP.
Yes!
30 points of damage.
Yeah.
What?
Damn.
So as this thing begins
she's
to make its way into
That's what I'm
your
saying.
gullet,
Just one little.
you are all watching as you all have attacked to the point of reaching Nazlith. And as you guys are kind of half circling around Nazlith, you are watching this ghostly looking ghoulish creature
no, honey,
begin
don't swallow
making
that.
its way down her throat. Her head is like up in the air. She's losing breath. And at the last second, you just see this like green energy start to build up and like cast its shed over it. She just powers this thing out.
Oh, no.
It's like the end of Avatar where our eyes glow.
Right.
Yes.
Yeah.
Shit.
I will say, Nazlith, that with your
Oh, I have to do a con save too. So see if I took damage.
you
Yeah.
would
Yeah,
have
I'm
gonna-
anything within 30 feet
Yeah,
would have
yeah.
to do a con save, which I think is going to be everybody who's hit it.
I haven't moved. Well, my thing's 120, so I
Yes.
would have stayed where I was.
I was 120
You
feet
hit
back.
it with a
so it depends
fireball,
on-
or did you hit it with a weapon?
Fire.
Anyone within 10 feet of me gets +3 to the save.
I
It's
failed.
going to be Udownik, Boltaire, and Nazlith.
I failed, but I basically just took off the 10 hit points.
Wait.
it gave me.
How much did you fail at?
I rolled a 2.
Not gonna try and help that.
Yeah, no, it just all it did was take
Plus
the 10
3.
hit points off
Yeah.
that you gave
Plus
me.
3.
5.
20.
30.
That's fine. So you guys will take 30 damage if you
Oh, 7.
if you failed it. You will take 15 damage if you
No, it's not.
All or
half.
nothing spell.
Oh, it's not
Yeah,
half.
yeah,
It's an all.
yeah.
Oh, okay.
So if
okay.
they
All
save,
or
they're
nothing.
fine. Yeah,
Oh,
yeah.
Okay.
That was an all or nothing.
Sorry, guys, that was only radiant damage. So
As
It was a
that
beautiful-
hits you, Nazlith, and you exit this thing out, you can almost you are basically coughing up like a fine dust, like it is now ash essentially that you are like coughing out as for the first couple seconds. You feel like you got it before it could get to you. I would say there are some concerns that creep in that maybe it got there before you can do anything, but you know you've now killed this entity, right?
okay. So I'll just start coughing out ash and just say, ugh.
Maybe Nazlith, you don't try to save it this time. You just let it go. Okay.
I wasn't trying to save it, Boltaire.
Right, trying, but you did do it. So this time.
If anything, we just destroyed it so
I'm
it
sorry.
couldn't jump to another
My save was a
body.
20.
Yes, but I don't want to lose you over that. It's not that important. It can take over someone else. I don't care. I don't want to lose you over it.
Let's just.
But anyways, we should probably go because
let's leave,
worse
'cause they
things
know
are
we're here.
coming.
Yeah.
Yeah!
You guys make your way. Jesus Christ.
I think that peaked the audio a little bit.
Yeah, we peaked.
I still have the hiccups. They're gone.
Sorry,
now.
headphone
You guys
users.
make
Look, dude,
your
I'm trying to be
way.
like a team player.
Yeah. Okay, it's been gone for a while, but yeah.
Oh, well.
You woke Luna up.
You guys make your way towards Boltash. With your guys' survival rolls that you had, you guys averaged out pretty good.
I'm checking it out.
The 3 days that you have that go by,
Did we get a long
they're
rest?
rather tense.
Did we get a long rest?
After yes, you guys can take a long rest. The
You're,
rest of that first day goes by pretty easy.
praise
The
Jesus.
second day is fairly a long day for you guys. You
I-
begin to get off of or away from the canyon on day 2.
I, during this time, would have taken out 1,000 silver pieces and just cast Fabricate on it to create a new silver cage.
Oh, I
Okay.
can change those.
So.
Yes, you can. Also, remove your guys'
10 hit points.
max HP modifier
I
to
never got
0. Yeah, you never had
Mine went away by itself.
it. There's temporary,
Oh, mine
and
did
then
too.
there's. Oh, cool.
I
Did
think
it go
after you
back?
take the long rest, it.
Oh,
Yeah.
fantastic.
I think so as well. Perfect. And you two are reading your books. Is that
Yeah.
what we assumed?
Yeah, I'm gonna pull out the
a book you brought
yellow
with you.
sapphire. Yeah, the yellow sapphire, and shove it into my forearm bracer, and 3 will spring up, and he will hold the book for me.
Wait,
as
3's
I-
alive?
What?
3's alive?
Yeah, 3's technically not alive in like the sense that like you and I are alive. He's more of like a.
The last
idea.
I saw, he was just a piece of little scrap.
Well, actually, he's my forearm bracer, but
Right.
I got 3, I got 4, 5 is on my hip, and 6 is actually more of like the construct around my boot.
And is that where it stops at 6?
No, I haven't made 7, so
Do you know what 7's going to be?
not quite.
You should make 7 a little penguin.
See,
And
I
he
try to
follows
go
you
with things that
around.
are actually useful, like
Have
a
you
rainbow
seen a
shrimp-
penguin? Have you seen a penguin swim?
Mathematically
They are very, very
speaking,
fast.
It's not very useful though.
Not until you're in the water, then you're like, oh no, I should have made the penguin.
Yeah, no, but 3 accomplishes that goal for me.
3 is not fast in the water. He punches.
Incredibly fast.
Punches. He cannot swim fast. Do not lie.
30 feet per every 6 seconds.
A penguin would do at
Right,
least
measure it.
twice that.
Okay.
Oh, that's what I should know.
4
Right
can
there.
fly. 5 can dig, and 6 is just fucking cool.
What is 6?
Well, I guess we'll have to wait and see.
I think you should do a penguin.
I think that your opinion is duly noted.
Well, that would be a first. Thank you.
Thank you.
All right, that was. There's something.
That was actually heartfelt, so you are very welcome, Boltaire. Boudinic.
Whoa,
You-
you infected them.
You
Wow.
infected us. You've done it too.
I have.
Yeah. We've all done it now.
What's happening?
Been there.
Freaking hiccup boy over there.
And as you guys proceed on, Willow, I would say
What you
your
need.
3 days of reading when you get a chance to dip into that book, you begin to learn a little bit more about the Kalistars and how their plane of dreams was taken over. You're going backwards in the book, so
I'll make it easy for you. I'll just.
No.
Okay.
No.
Oh, okay. If
This
you
is
got
cool.
this, then.
Yeah,
alright.
I got this. You're going backwards in the book. You learn about some of the war tactics that these demons used. Most of them preferred to travel by shadow, so they would alter the earth to be able to travel better in safer ways. Something that Willow, with your just general intelligence, you would put together that's probably the reason for the crack in the ground. That's probably the reason one of them stays in a forest and makes more forest, right? The two you've encountered so far have acted that way. It talks about how they are very territorial, and they each kind of seem to run their own district. You would also have read in these 3 days a portion where they actually, the way that these demons are kind of set up is, at least the demons that were in that dream realm, when they showed up, there was a group of 4 or 5 of them.
Oh, great.
They almost have splits from the rest of the demons when it comes to the demon lords, when it comes to their views on how things should be done. They are a group that goes from plane to plane and tries to claim it for their own, whereas many of the other demons prefer the abyssal plane. However, when these groups get together and they can finally connect their regions together, which seems to connect almost like a flower would, where the center hub, and then each district would be off that center hub. Once these demons seem to connect their hubs, that's when they were able to summon Orcus onto the plane of dreams realm. Yes.
What was Orcus? Did I read about Orcus?
Orcus is not one that you have read about yet.
Can you spell it?
Orcus. This is the first that you as Willow have heard of Orcus. You've heard of the other ones, and in the way that this history book is kind of laid out about the Kalishtar is that Orcus seems to be the ringleader or the general, like a president form for these demons. These demons had to summon Orcus though to get to the dream plane.
But did he win the majority vote?
I mean, depends on where you're at. But yeah,
color is his skin?
Orcus likes to essentially, Orcus would be the king over these lords, right?
So they had to summon the king in order to bring him back, kind of deal.
The plane was not taken until Orcus arrived. Once Orcus arrived, Orcus is able to help take that plane for the demons, whereas the lords and lordesses cannot do, our ladies cannot do enough to fully take a plane.
Okay.
At least that's how the dream plane worked when the Kalishtar lost it to the demons.
So is it safe to assume in my mind, based on everything I've read and scenarios, everything that's happened, that pretty much that based off of the trend of what they've done is that they've gone to realms, these groups of demon lords, raised Orcus, and then Orcus was able to completely consume the realm?
Yes.
Okay.
However, you only know that about the dream realm.
Okay.
So you can't say that about any other planes
else,
of existence other than the dream plane at this point.
Would the actions kind of mirror what's currently happening?
You would get a hint. The only difference is this book speaks of armies that these lords brought, right? Many of the armies were made of like undead Kalishtar or enslaved Kalishtar.
So they use their people, the natives.
Yes, the demons seem to have come in. They would bring a few of their own, right? But they would use what was there to their advantage and take over like a virus.
That's creepy, dude.
Did they talk about potentially like them being like possessed, or are they just because they were slaved, they had to take arms?
The way that you would read this book in these 3 days, you get a decent amount through it from what you've gotten so far. You would get the gist that each demon has kind of their own way of going about things.
Their normal way of.
There is no law and order. It is all it's all just chaos.
Okay. Did it mention any about how when they raised Orcus, there were any things that they noticed around the time that Orcus then came?
You don't get a gist of how they raised Orcus. This book
flock
just
of
talks about
Boltaires.
how one day,
Red
when
seas.
all the lords seem to finally, on the material plane, gather, Orcus is what was risen. And that's kind of what you get on that.
Okay. Is there any descriptions made about the 4 to 5 lords?
Roll an intelligence check for
Sure.
me real quick
Sounds good.
before we go any further.
It's a 15. Because I'm adding the.
Yeah, what was your question exactly?
Did they have any descriptions of the lords, the 4 to 5 lords, or something like that?
It discusses Zaxmoy and Baphomet.
Okay.
It talks about the Demogorgon, and
Okay.
it talks about Grazzt, Grazzt.
So the main 4 ones that I've already read about.
Correct.
Those are the 4 that.
Yes, and from your past history book, you would gather that those you would know that demons don't like to work together. So the fact that there's a group that works together and yada yada yada, that's already outside of the realm of how demons operate.
Right.
However, this is obviously not the first time this has occurred.
Okay.
And on that third day, as you guys are traveling, by about 4 PM, you guys would be pulling up to Boltash.
Was Hagatha keeping up the whole time, or did we lose her?
Yeah,
at
did
some point?
Hagatha make it?
Hagatha.
Looking out the back with binoculars, there's a little dust trail, just like.
I'm gonna say every night when you guys parked, Hagatha 2 hours later was just
Hagatha's run part 2.
Yeah, exactly. Hagatha runs that way. Yeah.
She's Forrest Gump.
She's Forrest Gump.
Yeah.
I just felt like running.
By the time she gets to Boltash, the bottoms of her shoes are just gone.
You mean the soles of her feet
Yeah,
are
soles
gone?
of her feet. Yeah. She's now on bone.
She's running on
lives and-
sticks.
It's like
Stilts.
Tom on Parks and Rec when he has to run behind the car.
Yeah, but she would eventually make it, yes. As you guys pull up to Boltash is a city that's up against a large mountain chain.
I will say I would have fabricated clothes for all my people.
Definitely. And as you guys enter, it looks like a kind of a bustling little trade hub at the south side of this mountain chain. When you enter the gates, everything here looks like it's made of a sandstone, a lighter color sandstone. Similar to most cities you've been to, it's fortified. It has a wall that goes around it. It looks like it's backed up to the mountain zone. You can't really tell from your guys' entry point, the back side of the city. The front side of the city, however, though, is a large sandstone wall. When you guys roll up to it, there's a large entrance in front of it. Most cities, in front of their entrance, there's usually trade, there's farmland, there's things going on outside of the entrance. Right. This one's, there's really nothing until you enter the city. It's pretty barren, it's pretty plain. You guys, on a second note, have not seen a traveler come in or out since you guys have been walking here. You probably would not have been on a road up until the last day, but when you were on that road, there were no signs of travelers out and about. When you get to Boltash, the doors are open. It seems like the city is fairly large, but it's not very busy for what it is. There's a heavy amount of guard patrol around. What are you guys trying to do while you're here?
I'm gonna hop off the cart and walk beside it and just query the nearest soul that can tell us where the trades and shops and town center commerce
Be
area
listening to
is.
that conversation as well.
I'll be slowing the cart enough to
down
see
it,
close.
being the first person off the cart, as you kind of like look around and start looking for people.
I'll also fire my crossbow over the next nearest building to my northwest, trying to shoot that thing.
Perfect.
Do we see this? I mean,
You would first notice as you hop out that the majority of this town, 75% of them, hobgoblins.
Oh, how convenient is that?
anyway,
Then I will
do we notice him
I
firing
will
his cross?
As he gets out and he starts like looking around, you see him kind of go, ah, goosh, and like fire off a bolt, and then kind of like look around and kind of go back about his day.
Did
and
the-
as he does, like some people are like, what the fuck was that? And
will
there's some mixed
reload.
reactions among people.
Budnik? What are you attacking? Are we under attack? Why did you shoot the crossbow bolt? The bolt of the crossbow that you just went to chew?
And there's a heavy amount of guard around.
This is the second time he's done this, isn't it?
Yes, this is the second time you would have seen him.
Do I
kind of
pick
like,
up on any other weird mannerisms or anything like
You
that?
can roll an insight or a perception check.
Could I help her with that?
Yeah. And I will say the first person that catches your attention, or attentions you catch maybe, are going to be a guard that was nearby as you
Perfect.
guys kind of enter the city.
I will fall into thick goblin with this guy.
Yeah.
And I will just ask him, where the locality is and if they've always had bird problems around here or if this is a new development.
You don't notice any other quirks, Nazlith. You would notice that Budanic is probably a little twitchy and seems a little like nervous, like at like weird sounds and shit. Like any sound, it's like almost like a PTSD moment of like, oh fuck.
Okay. Being in the city, I would have cast my Fae disguise on. Budalnik.
Right, hold on.
Something
1 minute.
wrong?
Nope, hold on, wait, it's to interrupt. Don't
And
worry.
as you talk to the guard, you ask him about the birds and what else?
Right, well, there's, clearly you have a pest infestation here, and we are actually expert pest removal folk, so if, you need something like, anyways, I don't, I'm not trying to plug us as we walk into the city. Do you have like a main commerce or trade area that perhaps we could, barter and sell our wares that we've collected through our traveling and scavenging?
And this guy, he's about your height. He's a pretty stocky built hobgoblin as well. Maybe 10 years younger than you. Yeah, we don't have any bird issues. Birds here, birds. You a bird guy, or are you just like?
Well, right, we're actually pest people. We're the pest pentuplet.
Yeah, we don't consider them pests. I mean, they're birds. They're
When did that occur? What?
it's just that.
Speaking.
They are in
Right,
deep.
but you probably said it in like a regular tone because the
They
name
are
wouldn't
in-
change from language to language.
They are in
Goblin?
The
deep
name wouldn't change from language to language, would it?
goblin. So you might hear like a name, but
Right.
Pest pentuplet.
And I would be like, the what?
yeah. What are you looking for as far as I would do around here?
Your dialect is so
Yeah,
strange.
it's weird. I know.
Yeah, okay. What was your name
That's
again?
Chris speaking there.
yeah.
Was it Boomhauer?
No, it was
They don't remember.
The guy from Waterboy. Yeah, I'll go cry.
You call me.
Yeah, go
You call me
cry.
Pila.
Right, Pila. Actually, that was my cousin's name from what I'm led to believe.
Yeah, put a
You're not.
Common hobgoblin name.
Okay,
Pila,
right.
yeah.
Anyways, Pila.
Unless you're part of the elf fruit clan. You an elf fruit?
Oh.
Okay.
Okay. Pila, town center, square.
Yeah, it's
commerce.
you ever heard of Conjured? I know you're not around.
Yeah, right, country. Yeah, no, it's a
okay. So
familiar.
go about kind of 200 feet down there. You
Okay,
found it.
right.
It's good.
Hey.
It's a good time. Yeah, plenty of beer
God.
stuff. hobgoblin shit.
Perfect. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, hobgoblin shit. Sorry. Don't pay any mind to my compatriots. They're all upstanding, except for the one that wears the big flower crown. You might want to keep an extra bit eye on her. She's a little suspicious.
I mean, you're the guy that doesn't like birds, so you know this.
No, birds are suspicious.
Yeah, birds are birds.
Okay.
Okay.
Clearly never been spied on, and I will walk away.
Okay. Yeah, he
How'd
gives
you
you
throw something? I don't know what.
he gives you directions down to the town center, and you guys all begin to walk. If you like, have your
That was a
conversation.
very pleasant young man. He was very, very helpful and intuitive. Apparently, we've picked up another name, though. Apparently, we are the pest quintuplet now. Who would have thought?
I heard you
Not the
throw
5
that.
guys anymore.
You threw that name out and the
I
thought it
suppose
was.
that we're actually both. But like, I didn't come up with it. It was he was him. It was
Budalnik,
Hmm?
why did you have your crossbow bolt out?
Well, don't
Yeah,
have
what
any
were
crossbow
you
bolts out.
What were
But
you
you
shooting?
did.
Now I have one out.
And you're having one missing.
I have 2 actually.
Right.
What is
Why?
Well, we're here to resupply, aren't we?
But why did you bring your weapon out in front of civilians?
Do you know? It's like a really regular thing for us. You remember that one time we were in that one city and the mushroom lady showed up right in front of us? There were civilians everywhere and we still
You're
threw our
deflecting.
weapons.
There is no mushroom lady here today.
Nazlith, have you noticed that Budalnik has not yelled or scolded us once since we got him back?
That is true.
I'm going to cast Zone of Truth.
I think he sees something, guys.
Right? What?
We cast Zone of Truth.
Are we still walking?
Yeah, you guys are walking.
No,
I
I
leave
would've-
the zone of truth.
Stopped him.
Leave the zone of truth.
Stopped him. And I would have cast Zone of Truth.
Would you have grabbed his hand?
Yes. I'd have been like, Budalnik, I'm concerned. What is wrong with you? Are you okay? Did we bring all of you out of that cave?
I think so.
You have to make charisma saving throws 16.
No, I won't even fight it.
You won't even fight. Okay. Why are you shooting the crossbow bolts at nothing?
Well, I'm not shooting at nothing.
What are you shooting it at then?
I don't really know.
Do you feel like you're under attack?
Do you not?
Not currently, no. Not when you shot that crossbow bolt, no.
Are you sure?
Pretty
He's playing
sure.
Question Master. End the Question Master. Take control of the
Here's my
conversation.
question is, have you not felt a sense of like dread or overwhelming, turmoil since we started this misadventure?
Dread and turmoil are part of what we do every
No,
single time we fight.
Typically not part of what I do. This is new to me.
So you're saying for the first time you feel fear?
Not fear.
Dread?
There is something chasing us.
Yes, we have known that for a while, but it did not affect you this much before.
That's a really
What
good
happened?
change.
Nazlith, roll a Constitution check for me, please. A save.
A save?
She's next to me, so she's got...
I'm sorry, we say charisma. Roll a charisma.
Oh, for the Zone of Truth?
No.
She gets plus 3.
8. I do?
If you're within 10 feet of me and you're doing the safe throw, then yeah.
21 then.
21.
Yeah.
There's like a brief moment where Budalnik is kind of rambling and it almost like starts to make sense to you. Then you like have a moment where you kind of like shake it off and you're like, no, you're fucking crazy. You guys keep going.
Do I see this? Do I notice her?
You wouldn't. It would have been very subtle, like just in her head of like, maybe this is just like fucked up and we're being followed.
Was a spell or something cast on you while you were captured?
Oh, here we go.
All I know is that I was captured. I tried to retreat as much as I could, and I spent weeks in there. It was
No, you spent about 3 hours in there.
Like, from the time it took you to get to the front door to me, I'm sure, yes, 3 hours. It seemed like a very large building.
From the time that
but-
you were flown away, maybe it was about the 4 hours. It took us 3 hours to traverse the canyon. We were there within the same day.
Can I have your hand?
No, hold
Or
on, wait.
finger?
You're telling me that it was but no, like I was there for weeks.
No,
I was there for at least a month.
no, Nick, it was a few hours at the most. Were you taken to another realm, maybe?
I mean, I stayed in that.
Yeah, you truly weren't there for very long.
Start swirling.
We came
wind.
right after you.
I'm going to just try and muster up some positive energy, and I'm just gonna
I'm gonna go first.
try.
I'm gonna go first.
She had been sitting there with
I
her
was
hand.
sitting there, my
out there.
hand's twirling with wind in my hand.
Well, you
Rolling
just do
balls
that sometimes. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm gonna hold the wind in my hand. I'm gonna hold your hand, and then I'm gonna put wind on your face, and I'm gonna cast Greater Restoration. It's a nice gentle breeze.
Oh my god.
It goes through your nostrils.
Smells pleasant.
I'm gonna cast Greater Restoration on him.
It was a little bit like sweat and saddle.
Does it do anything?
And you cast Greater Restoration on Budonic. His demeanor doesn't seem to change. He doesn't seem to alter at all. It doesn't seem like he was cursed or poisoned or
Okay.
diseased.
Just psychological hindrance trauma
Seeing
there.
that didn't work, I'm going to then summon up all my positive thoughts and feelings. I'm going to place my hand on his shoulder and tell him everything is okay, and I will cast Cleansing Touch, and that ends any spell effect on him.
Yeah. You would notice that this is probably not much of a spell effect. More so than it is
Psychological.
like a psychological thing with Budonic.
Cool. We'll keep going then, or
So, like, is schizophrenia a disease?
I would say that
is PTSD a disease?
no,
you,
you're
you
good.
would get the just that you helped, but it might take a day or two that way.
Just for kind of like future reference, just because I'm curious how you would play this.
Yeah.
Though. Would PTSD
Like any kind of disease, yeah, you'd be cured
that
of disease.
that is a disease, right? So
Yeah.
like my lay on hands, I can take
Any
5.
kind of disease ended up counted as disease, yeah.
Okay, so even if it's like a mental
Disorder.
disorder, okay.
So he doesn't have
Those are the
anything
hardest
that's
ones to
like.
diagnose.
That's what I think.
Is there anything that's is causing his ability score to go down or anything like that? That's maximum hit points.
No, not
Okay.
at the moment. You would get the gist that he's healthy at the point, but there's just maybe like some lingering effects to
Okay, got it.
what he went through. Some trauma building up.
Budonic?
And he does seem to be, as you guys are casting these spells, they're not working.
It's just not any
It's
specific.
just not
thing.
like super quick or super specific, right?
Okay.
Budonic? Budonic. Right over here. Yes. Right here. Hi.
Yeah.
Hi.
Oh, did you
Yeah.
see that bird?
No.
It's terrifying.
What did it look like to you?
A pigeon.
And you're scared of pigeons?
They're spies.
They are spies, based off history. They no. Not
Willow,
helping. Yes.
I need you to do me a favor.
Mhm.
Can you shut up for like 10 minutes, please?
Cool.
Yes. Do you see what you're doing to him? Sometimes facts aren't always what everybody needs, right?
This.
Willow, do not hold that. No.
And I'm gonna pull
no.
out my rod and just have it at the ready.
I don't know how to use a crossbow, so I'm just gonna hold it.
He's going insane.
Shit.
Why is he going insane?
I casted a spell that protects us from things intervening on our mind or hearing us.
Budonic, do you trust me? We're in the zone of truth.
I mean, as much as I can at this point, yeah.
I need you to trust me when I say that we are not in danger right now, and that it is okay, and that you can trust the words that I am saying. I
What
am
trigger do I use?
The one that you put your finger on.
No,
Is
Willow.
that
Put my
actually-
finger on
Willow.
You have to
Willow.
release the safety
Willow.
right there
Willow.
first. Yeah, it's always a thumb trigger
Give
safety.
give him the crossbow back. He's not. Are you going insane too?
Oh no, I've never rolled crossbow. I don't
Wait,
use
you
weapons.
think that I'm going insane?
Ixnay on the insane.
You're going to tell me what to say to him.
Just want to verify real quick. You think that giving an insane person a crossbow is a good idea?
Which one of you would be the insane person in that situation?
And I will holster it.
Study later. So we should probably, I don't know, maybe hit up a bar.
Well, that sounds fabulous.
Yeah.
Willow,
Let's go.
do
First
me,
round's on me. Thanks
do
for
me a
saving my life.
favor. Think a little more before you talk. Use that keen
I-
mind of
Well, I
yours and
think-
Now
just.
interested in bars.
If we go to a bar,
Yeah,
we
you
can
guys
go
are
talk to
walking.
someone about
No, I don't have a problem with that, but you shouldn't tell the crazy person that he's right.
He's bright.
That he's right.
He's right.
Well, I am right, and I am right.
It's very easy for you guys, as you guys are walking, to stumble upon a tavern. This is a pretty large
What's
city.
the name of the tavern?
Sometimes it's difficult playing with Zoe.
It's called Delrich's.
I would have only brought
DLRIC.
one of the undead with me and left the rest with the cart.
Okay. Alright.
Do you think that maybe you should leave them all with
Your
the
guys' cart's just gonna be right out front of Delrich's.
Yeah, it's gonna be up front, then they can all stay in.
Gonna smell.
Yeah, it smells a little bit in the
Car
car.
smells like
Can
fucking
we
death and
open
rot
the
and
windows a
sourness
little
and
bit? Maybe let the air flow.
just fetid meat.
Yeah, yeah.
That's fun, guys. I don't know what to tell you.
it
We're pest
smells a
control
little
people.
bit.
So we grow our fungi to study
I
them.
mean,
We technically could use their bodies.
Stupid.
If anyone asks, we just say that we are studying the effects of the cordyceps fungi on decaying and dead bodies.
Yes.
Some people will get that reference.
And you guys make your way into the
Delrich's.
tavern, which is also an inn. It's an inn and tavern. Nice little band playing non-scary music, and then you guys
This bar
kind of have your
doesn't
day
feel
to
right.
do what you want to do here. Yeah, what is
Bartender.
your
Bartender.
Beardy Nick, would you like to go shopping with me?
I'd like to go drinking first.
We can do that.
Sounds great.
Barkeep.
You call me?
You got quite the vocal cord.
Thanks.
Good sir.
What is this, bartender?
He's a giant purple dinosaur.
Here's a big. He is a.
He is now.
He is a big purple hobgoblin. He's a larger hobgoblin male.
God damn it.
Looks like he probably runs this, bar.
It is good to meet you, sir.
What do you need?
Do you have warm liquid?
Careful, that's where I'm feeling.
Why do you want? Are you saying you want like tea or something?
You have like a
Three-
specific liquid.
3 of your 4? 5? She went to the bathroom.
She-
5 of your finest local brews, please.
Local.
Locals.
Okay.
Hobgoblins are quite famous for our artistry when it comes to ales and liquors, if I'm not mistaken. Spirits of the finest quality.
Is that true?
Quality. Yes, of course.
Beardy Nick.
We
It is okay.
trade routes have been a little dry lately. We
We
don't
don't
have.
need trade. We're self-sufficient. We survive on our own. What kind of lawless place is this that doesn't have a spine of its own? Do you need a leader? I demand to speak who's in charge here.
I mean, I'm
The 5 liquids will be great.
in charge. Okay, I will go.
Thank you.
Yes, thank you,
Incompetent.
blue lady. As he kind of turns around,
You got a problem with blue
and
people.
then yeah,
Yeah, I do take a little bit of offense to myself there.
He's blue.
he
I
doesn't
am a
hear
little
you
bit
guys as
blue.
he turns around and starts filling his drinks. And when he turns around, he hands you guys these huge
These are
glass
probably
steins, just loaded with beer.
Okay.
Yeah, 5 plus 1 gold.
1 gold?
I toss him to
Yeah.
Damn.
Yep.
So what is your name?
That is quite a long answer, and I've never heard of that name before, so I call bullshit right
Is
now.
that a UGG?
Oh, no, sorry. My name's Tracy.
The castle. Oh.
Usually when people ask me my name, it's to make fun of me afterwards.
I
Why
like Tracy.
would they make fun of you?
What is funny about your name being Tracy?
That's fair.
Right.
It's
Okay.
great.
I feel
like
like you're carrying some sort of burden on your shoulders.
I don't want to talk about this.
Baggage that you seem to be just like almost
Yeah.
projecting onto us, expecting us to not like your name. Why wouldn't we like your name, Tracy?
How
You
is
at
your
least like the
relationship
beers?
with your mother?
Who is your daddy?
Oh, I don't have it, Mom.
Oh,
I don't have a dad. This is great. One beer for you.
I can't drink right now, but thank you.
Tracy, question. Back to his question.
Yeah.
Who's head honcho of Bultash?
You're,
The stuff around here is quite
You're asking
acceptable.
who
That
runs
one just ran
Boltaire.
past
Yes,
us.
the Lord, Lady, Duke.
Possibly
Duchess.
elected official.
Who's-
I'd be Dars.
Dars?
Dars.
Doris?
Dars.
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 I feel like hobgoblin names have just gotten progressively smaller with the newer generations. I don't
Aye.
understand. You know, multiple syllables in a name used to be a thing. It used to be like almost like a sign or a status
It's weird you
symbol.
think that, right? But then the old hobgoblins of at least this town, no, I'm like
Watch
short
your
names.
next words carefully.
I mean, I
boy.
consider you a young hobgoblin.
Okay.
Oh, so young.
You don't look old.
I mean, I've heard that.
My dad's name's Ra. R.A.
That's so
Right.
strange.
Rock.
Can I get
Yeah,
And
sushi
he's like,
there?
he's, you know, significantly. How old are you there, Sonny?
I'm like 28.
You don't ask
Like-
a man his age.
Absolutely, dude. You don't ask him their age. You ask him their age.
Approximately.
28 years old. So your father, he must be somewhere in his, mid to late 50s. And his name is so intensively short. Is he a brick builder by chance? A mason by trade?
Or a plumber.
Or a plumber?
Is plumbing?
He's a Mario.
Where are we going with this? Yeah.
Question. Secondary. Where is Mr. Dars?
I would assume in the city hall.
City Hall. Where's that at?
Why didn't we think of that?
Right,
It
City
seems pretty
Hall.
obvious when you think about it.
Pretty
Yeah,
obvious
I
when
just-
you think about it.
So you know how we're in this like little area with all the goods. There's like some stores.
You got the goods.
Yes.
Yeah. Just go towards the mountain.
Towards the mountain. Excellent.
Yeah, we got to the mountain.
Tracy, I'm sorry. I'm so sorry. I didn't mean to interrupt you. Go ahead.
Okay, what the fuck is wrong with you?
You guys have something happening?
Tracy, I need you to butt out for a moment. Did you just apologize to me for interrupting me? Because that has never happened in all of my lives.
Hey, hobgoblins are good people.
Right.
Created
Yeah.
Hobgoblins are very, very nice people. I have met many a good hobgoblin. He is not one of them.
It sounds like also that your trade routes have been interrupted, you said.
I only know about like the bait, but
The bait?
I can see that
Pancakes.
you're dodging the
Bait?
questions. Budenik,
the stuff we make beer with.
who are you?
Hops?
Barley.
Barley. Barley.
Yeah,
Smells like burnt broccoli.
Budenik.
I guess.
Boltaire.
There's a lot happening.
The things that you make.
You guys want a room?
Tracy, I need you to fuck off for like 2 seconds here. You can go and serve somebody else. There are
Let's
other
have
people in the bar.
1, 2,
Budenik!
3, 4 rooms, please.
Budenik.
Yeah, sir.
Are you two okay sharing a room for the night? If you
Yeah.
want your own, okay, great.
4
I
is
don't
the
know
most
how
worthless
Divine-
piece of garbage I have ever seen made.
That's not true.
He's terrible. You suck at everything that you
You
do.
remember that one guy who made that light up sparkler thing?
You are getting
it
more
just,
and more
went
worthless
and it
with
just totally
age.
fell- You remember when we went to the summer festival back? It was probably
Oh.
about
Nazlith,
3
I'm
years
very
ago.
I would
concerned.
love to hear about this.
That was the most useless
Tracy.
piece of garbage you've ever seen.
Yeah,
Tracy question.
yeah. Answer.
Tracy, I hate you.
I'm
That is
actually
so
partial
mean.
to you.
Thanks.
Right,
We
you think you're so
would
bad.
like to know if Dars is seeing anyone currently.
You know, I don't think it's polite to ask about people.
You're asking me a lot of questions I just don't.
You don't know?
I don't know, Jars.
I mean, what?
Say.
Oh,
And you
Where
care
are you
about
from?
politeness when?
Oh, we're just from down the
When was
way.
the last time you like walked into a room and you're like,
Do
"Hi,
you
what's
know
your name? Are you
your-
dating somebody?"
Leader?
Almost every time I walk
Yeah.
into a room, I'm very friendly.
That seems incredibly
Fair.
intrusive.
They don't have to answer. I don't require
What
answers.
time of day is it?
It's about sunset. It's about
Okay,
7 or 8
cool.
at night.
Bedtime.
You guys are getting ready to go to bed. Your day's kind of wrapping up, kind of deal.
Tracy, here. I've got the 5 gold right here. Do you see this?
Yeah.
Do you want this? Do you
Do
look
you
at the?
think he's some sort of animal?
Look
Do you
at the
think I'm an animal?
What is
No,
I will-
I am offering you 5 gold pieces here to fuck off for about 5 minutes here.
We'll go to our rooms. How much is it for the rooms?
4 rooms.
4 rooms.
Is it 5 gold? Cause here you go.
It is going to be 5 gold from
Here
somebody
you-
other than the angry.
Yep.
And I will pull
gotcha.
out 5 gold and I will stick it on the table and I will slide a 6th with it.
Thank you, good sir.
Right, of course.
Wherever.
Hobgoblin generosity,
Yeah,
right?
exactly. Wherever you're from, tell your people thank you.
Of course. And tell your father that he is always a very polite young man, and we appreciate that.
And if he's not proud of you,
What is
we
this
are.
sheet?
Thank you.
Budinik is not acting anything like Budinik. I think he is broken. And Tracy is just kind of being the dick. And then Willow, she just talks. I don't know.
Actually, my people aren't actually supposed to be like a decent person.
Not to me, you're not.
Oh, so you're putting up airs. That's what you're doing.
Oh, you've been putting up air since we dragged you out to that cave?
Amberly, help me.
Why do you keep evading these questions?
Here's a key for you, right? And here's a key for you.
So you
And
Hold
you
on,
too.
hold on.
Thank
I
you.
think you two should share a room tonight.
I think that's a good
Absolutely
idea.
not.
I
That
think
is
that's a
very
great
I
idea.
terrible
think so,
idea.
Boltaire.
Listen, you know, consent's very important around these parts, and you know, it's taken very
You
seriously.
just gone
as an
through a
affront.
terrible ordeal.
Yeah, really terrible.
you
Yeah.
know,
And your mind's a little crunched up right
no,
now.
Right.
here's the problem. I'm not really interested in such a pussy.
Exactly.
That's not what I'm a babysitter.
Well, it's
for,
actually more of an
babysitter.
anus, but you know.
No,
thoughts are
no, you
not
are
bad.
acting like a pussy.
Happy Pride Month.
I mean,
Since you're very worried about him psychologically, I think that
Are you afraid to speak your mind?
I think you guys should.
That would be a first time ever in my existence.
You
you
know,
guys want refills?
Tracy, I swear to God.
All around. Let's get 10.
Oh.
10 drinks on the table
Gosh.
right now. We apparently have some
I
things
am
to
gonna
talk
have
about.
to get.
And then you
calm
can leave us
emotions.
alone for the
It's a
rest of the
spell
night,
that I've been,
please.
like,
I got a mop,
wanting.
so.
Okay, as long as you
thinking
don't do it
now I
near
should
us.
get it.
Okay.
How funny.
I will just lay the platinum on the table for him.
Calm emotion spell, really handy. I'm gonna get it. I need a rest for it. Good night. I will go to bed and read a book.
Alright, I'll have your beers then.
Thank you.
You're gonna go upstairs for your book?
Yes.
Okay.
I'll go with her.
Okay.
I'm going to walk up to Budinik. I'm going to slap him in the face.
Beach slap.
Right, what was that for?
Oh,
You let me know when Budinik is back. You just sit down here being a little bit of a bitch, okay? I'm going to bed. I don't want to deal with your shit anymore. I go upstairs and go to bed.
all of a sudden, he's all nice to you, and then
And
you're like, I can't handle this.
Whispering in angry, draconic.
I'm still downstairs. I'm just kind of sitting there watching.
What an adventure this has been, right?
Are you really feeling okay?
I feel fine. For being perfectly honest, I feel. I'm fine.
Do you feel like you are alone when you're really alone?
What?
Think about it. Think about what I'm asking.
I would just like to say that I've been incarcerated for what feels like several months at this point, but from what you're telling me, it's only several hours.
Yes.
I feel a lot of things right now. Alone or afraid. I'm confused. the best way I can describe it. And there's not much right now that makes me feel grounded or present. So I'm not going to be pushing much away right now.
I can understand that. I unfortunately understand what you've been through, and I'm sorry that you had to experience it as well.
So those back there that was not your first time with them.
No.
I'm sorry for that.
Well, all we can do is continue to move forward, yeah?
I will take one of the drinks that I have been handed politely and slide it down. It's moving forward.
Clink.
Oh, I had dregs left. Actually, there was something in there that
Air.
tastes gross.
So refreshing.
Perfect. And you guys have your conversation to kind of end your guys' nights before you go up to your guys' rooms, and that is where we will end tonight. So thank you for watching. I think that was a pretty fun and intense episode. The last two.
Fuck that ghost, dude. Fuck that ghost.
Literally have like goosebumps.
Stop trapping things.
Right.
Yeah, that was bad.
Every time you
Not
trap
your
something
best
out,
idea.
all I can think about is like I'm gonna have PTSD about like having to kill it
But
later.
hey, at least we killed it.
True.
If
Yeah.
she didn't
Barely,
catch it,
barely.
It was barely, yeah.
That was literally some halitosis turned it off, and like that was it.
Yeah.
Ah.
Yeah,
Maybe that was
Nazlith
close.
literally had to, at the last second, will that son of a bitch out of there. Yeah, that was a fun sesh.
Sesh.
The last couple I've had a crazy good time. So, that'll end our little night, I guess. Thank you guys for watching The Witness Guild. If you would like, go check out find us on YouTube or Twitch, depending on the time.
Instagram.
You know,
TikTok?
day, year, season.
Nope. Not
We
TikTok.
have
Don't go to our
TikTok.
TikTok.
We
Yeah.
have
Don't go to our
Follow
TikTok.
it.
Spend all your days on our TikTok.
Watching the same 4 videos.
We have literally tens of minutes of.
Yeah, we gotta make it.
2-minute videos.
Gotta start
2-minute
making content.
videos.
No, not even
Not
tens.
even tens of
Yeah.
minutes. Ones of minutes.
Oh man. But anyways, thank you guys for watching.
They're
Have
hard
a
to
lovely
make.
night.
They're hard to make.
Yeah, and goodbye.
Bye.